Gifted memberships to the Whoop. That was quick.
What's up, everybody? Pardon the fast fade out, and usually a little better with that. Anyway, how are we doing this fine Saturday? Appreciate everybody stopping by to hang out. Actually, remember this early. If you're joining late, check the live button. Make sure it is red if you want to keep up with chat and stay with us live. And we had the early crew joining us as usual. Castmaster Joe Russ, Phil in the kitchen, I think was in there, and Franco Walker. Boink showed up early as well. Liz was here. Oddbjorn, Megavolt Meister, I saw up there. Paulie, Uncle Duncan Shack, Herbert Trouser, Fancy, Slippy Fish, DC Allen, Just Me, what's going on? At Kalar. No Clive that I am aware of at Kalar. What's up, Simon? So, if you know, as is extended to Big Clive, if he has time, let us know in chat and we can fire up StreamYard. I kind of have that pre-configured just in case, but have not heard anything yet. So, let's see, things to cover tonight. We're going to touch on Star Wars Outlaws for kind of a moment, or two. I guess we can kind of cover Boeing's absolute continued failure at some point. At about an hour and 10 minutes, we will have Pussies and Piano. We have two older tracks from Rob. We're going to play back to back. What's going on, Maddie? Not too bad. Hope you're okay. And in about 20 minutes, we'll be doing a VertoThermoWhoofle, which is a woofles on the webcam. Sorry about that. I'm still didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Sorta did, sorta didn't. Just kind of sucked. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, why don't we do that? Let's do a toast to Big Clive. Cheers for busting some ass and getting the job done over there and doing well. Cheers. What's up, Delta Mike? Graham Shaw. There's Franco. Jacques Attack. Let's see here. Anything else? See, I'll touch that. I'll get to that in a little while. We got that stuff. Everything's good. Oh, I gotta sanitize y'all, don't I? That's my responsibility now. Hold on. I want to move the microphone. It's kind of in a good spot. Okay, so let's go with the weekly sanitization. What's up, Peter Harkins? Are we ready? Possible storm, possibly storms tonight there, Megavolt Meister. And here we go. Oh. Good stuff. Good vintage. Good vintage. And tuck that wire over there so I don't knock it over. I haven't knocked it over yet, even with that wire just kind of kicking around. Satanization there, Frankie? Probably not. Oddbjorn has an upside down doggy in their lap. Alright. Good thing. That's good. Why is it the pants stream? I'm guessing 90% of the participants are wearing no pants. Well, someone in here's got to understand why it's called the pants stream. Just by taking the thumbnail in as a whole. While y'all think about it, we'll go ahead and see what's going on over here. You? Mm-hmm. Oh no, he just showed up. Yeah, there's Boozy. No, he wanted to know how the Saturday's going. I don't know. We were waiting for him last night, but he never showed up our Discord, so we just did our thing. Yeah, I guess we'll see what's going on. No, I'll tell him you said hey. Okay. All right, fine. Cheers, everyone. Booze the bong says hello. Well, nobody's got it sorted out yet. I bet Rob would know. Rob, I don't know where, like, Rob messaged me on Discord not too long ago. I guess he'll be showing up when he can. What's up, happy little fox? Not wearing any as usual. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Who's on that phone? I don't know, just some random asshole that just found the number one day and just keeps calling. Although he tends to go by Green Gelato as his nickname. Non-biscuit word drinkles. Drinking game during Lego assembly time. Drink every time a bag is crumpled. Can you, biscuit word, get pished? Drinkles. That would be an interesting thing to play, Lockwatcher. Because that's a lot of crinkle. Now, if you're doing the B2 bomber, you'd probably, like, I'd lose most of my audience at that point. Wow, nobody has figured out why it is the pants stream. People, you've got to pay more attention. And if I do a poll, then it's going to be obvious what the answer is because nobody has said the right answer yet. So far, so good there, Deltic Engine. It's the pants stream because the star of the thumbnail, one of her nicknames is Mama Pants. And half the time I'm walking around the house, half the time I'm walking around the house, I just call her Pants. What's up, Pants? That's Mama Pants. And she got the nickname Mama Pants because it somehow basically was noticed that it looked like her legs looked like she was wearing like Jeff's pants. The other cat, Jeff. And so it kind of looked like she was wearing Jeff's pants, and then somehow it got into just being called Mama Pants. I didn't look at the thumbnail, says Delta Mike. Well, yeah, that was kind of part of it. It's time to start wiki page of this universe. Oh, good lord. Any orange stuff? There's a highlighter. Is there anything different? Oh, okay. I don't see, you'll see this much. My Little orange and black magnifying glass. Because I'm old, and that comes in handy every once in a while. So does 20x magnification on the old phone. What am I drinking? Asked Boozy. That's I've replaced one snack a day with a Dole fruit smoothie mix thing. And I do 8 ounces of fruit because it comes in like an 8-ounce pack, and then orange juice. I blend that up and I drink it. And that's kind of helped me lose a little bit of weight. So, orange and black, what the heck? What do you mean, Frankie? You gotta remember, I'm in Baltimore, so orange and black is our baseball team's color for the Orioles. I actually saw an Oriole, like an actual bird, not like a baseball player, at work when I was sitting outside about a month ago. Kind of flew up, and I was like, oh, look, there's actually one here. It is very delightful, Boozy. Ow. Oh, okay, let's see here. What else are we covering here? We got the VertoThermoWhoofle coming up in 14-ish minutes. Alright, while we're all still fresh here, does anybody know anything about the game Star Wars Outlaws? Been, like, looking to get it, thinking about it? Let me know. I'm just kind of curious. Sorry, I guess I didn't look at the thumbnail and know about the cat pants. Well, that's just, the story, the origin you didn't necessarily know, but we've had, we've gone over cat nicknames here. Just figured I'd try that, see what happened. Is all good. Franco is shutting the front door. Things are flying in. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, it would help with that to close said front door. Lids needs fire. We will have fire very soon. Maybe we'll do it as a 420, a post 420. We'll light everything up, as opposed to the 430 thing. Celtic engine. I'm trying to sort a motorcycle helmet. I don't like the enclosed space. I'm thinking of the flip type or similar. I'm also looking between large and extra large. Not easy. If you want a flip-up helmet, which is the only kind I've ever used when I'm riding, get a shoey. SHOEI. Like, you remember, it's one of those things to think about. That's an expensive helmet, but remember what you're doing with it. The one I have was $500, and it was the second flip-up I bought. My first flip-up helmet I bought was a KBC, which is like a popular, like, average, middle-of-the-line brand for riding, at least around here. And I wore that thing for about a year. Flipped up, down, didn't have any problems with it. Never bound, never had anything jam. Everything was always gravy on it. Always clicked good, was very solid when it locked in. Loved it. Well, one day I was sitting there and I had the seat, or I had it sitting on my seat. And as I stepped away, I didn't realize it was leaning on me, and it rolled. It rolled off, hit my knee, like kind of got stuck on my knee and rolled off my knee and then onto the ground. So it fell, a 1.5 feet, kind of bonked off my knee, and then fell another, 2 feet, 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and hit the ground. When it hit the ground, the bottom piece just flew off. Like, completely useless. And it was closed and locked. Like, it was ready to get, like, hung up and stuff. It was not open at the time. It was closed in the riding position, and it fell 2 feet. And that whole thing just went blang and just popped off. And I fucking was like, what the fuck? So that whole time I was riding, basically only had this much of a helmet, and all this was just for fucking looks. The shoey, however, has fallen from farther and has never had a problem. It actually feels better. It's a little heavier, but that's because it's better. The locking mechanism is a little better. Like, I thought I had a nice helmet with the KVC, but when I got the Shoei, I realized it's a lot fucking better quality, and that's why they're like one of the best helmets out there. Like, cheap helmet means you can be the best rider in the world. You're not 99% of the time, you're not the one that's going to kill you. It's going to be the fucktard next to you, behind you, turning left in front of you. So just make sure you're not one of those people. And this goes to anybody. I'm speaking to everybody. Don't be one of the things, oh, I got this. I can ride better than they can. Because no, you can't. You know, they say there's always a better idiot. Yeah, they drive too. So there's always an idiot that's going to drive worse than you can absolutely possibly fucking fathom. So just get the best helmet you can. I highly recommend Shoei modular helmets. But that's only because I've had experience with mainline brand, main brand one, and then the Shoei one. So the Shoei is the one to go for. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could not believe. Ooh, oh damn! I fucking knocked the shit out of that, and they get super high. I mean, they get great reviews. And I started looking into the KVC one I had, and it turns out that that one, other people had reported later after buying it that, you know, then they actually got into a wreck that the modular part had broken off. And, like, it just lots of problems. So that's when I decided you don't need discount motorcycle stuff. You need good stuff. And it's one of those things where I hate to say, but if you can't afford this proper safety equipment, you shouldn't be on the bike. So, but like I said, remember what you're protecting. It's not you're, and like I said, this is to everybody. You know, you're not trying to save a couple bucks to get a frying pan that you just need to last a year until you can afford something better. You're getting something that's absolutely going to save your life. Anyway. Aria is very good as well, Gramshaw. Another good one. I don't know if they have any modulars. I haven't looked into them in a while, but if Aria has a modular, that's probably pretty good. And again, you know, check reviews. But Aria is definitely a good lid. Start as you mean to go on? What? What do you mean? Did I say something weird? Alright. Harvac says Shuey are nice, but Aria are the best. Or Aria, something like that. I got a Shuey because they had none with an internal sun shield. Yeah. Yeah, I've always liked Shuey. Like, that works for me. Aria only have integrals. Ah. They're serious business. Gotcha. Sorry, it's just a super pain in the ass to wear a helmet with glasses on, especially with a wide head like I got. So the modular was a good solution. But I just almost learned the hard way that price should not dictate safety. Yeah. Anyway, let's do a VertoThermoWhoofle, shall we? Oh, I guess we should do the we'll do it after. We're already got our momentum going. So for the 420, we'll do a VertoThermoWhoofle, then we'll do a puff. And then I'll probably finish off what's in the bong. And then we'll go from there. What do we got here? Camera is not fucking up. Good. Come on. There you go. Whoop. Whee. Number 2. Number 3. And the close up. All right. Nolan. Oh, yeah, Nolan. Nolan was a good one, too, Rifleman. Yeah. Bell dates back to the 70s. I remember Bell. The KBCs were kind of, I feel like they were kind of, not really a Bell clone per se, but, you know, they kind of followed Bell's lead in helmetry. Labor Day Fire Telethon. Sorry, Labor Day. Well, that's what? Next. That's about a month from now, I guess. Oh, yeah. We got another extra day off for Labor Day. Cool. All right. Hey, what's up, Maurice Walker? Yeah, I did figure out, I think what I'm going to do for whatever weekend I take off, I think I'm going to, instead of live streaming me cleaning my laptop out, I think I'll do that. And then like, a week, probably a week before I record it, I'll do one of those things where I just say, I'll make a video that says, if you got anything you want to ask, that you've tried in stream or just thought of or whatever, ask me stuff and I can answer questions while I am cleaning and probably repasting all 3 heat sinks on the laptop. And we also have something else. Look at that. Let me come over here. Is that good? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to slice. So Lockwatcher has sent us a picture last week that I missed and then sent us another one this week. Looks like, let me crop that out. Yeah, I remember how to use OBS. All right. So here's from Lockwatcher. First, we have, of course, Pancake Man sending pancakes. Looks like, what's that, 4 cakes? Looks like the one on the bottom's a little, suffering a little bit there. I clearly see a butter deficiency. Like, you should have more butter on there than syrup, in my opinion. But, to each their own pancakery. And then he sent me this. He had a harvest of hollies. Jalapenos. They look good. There's just regular, or are they like super spicy, or are they just regular green jalapenos? That was definitely not mayonnaise on top there, Top Smoke. That would be, I feel like that would be a French thing. Don't I feel like the French people like way too much mayonnaise on stuff. So, Boeing, as it were. So, that. It has come out that NASA, in the recent week or so, has slid SpaceX some a substantial amount of money to research the possibility of an emergency situation arising at the ISS. As a sudden influx of funding for said, could you check into this for us? So I think it's pretty clear that NASA is basically giving up on Boeing, even though they keep trying to they keep trying to back them up, but I think it's really just getting to the point you just can't back that garbage up anymore. So Boeing has until about August 18th to do something with the Starliner, be it detach it and let it autonomously fly home and probably burn up, and basically at that point admit failure of the entire project, which would be a $5.8 billion loss to the taxpayers for the entire program, plus the additional 1.4-ish billion that Boeing has put in themselves because it had failed. And the thing to keep in mind is the failed first completed test flight needs to get out of the way for the 10th crewed SpaceX flight to dock. And SpaceX did it in $2.9 billion, and they did it years ago. And not only is this the 10th trip for human space flight, but they've done what, I think another 20-ish cargo missions with the Cargo X, which could also be used in an emergency fly home situation, which is kind of what I think they're probably going to do. They'll probably launch an early cargo situation with a couple seats in it, packed with cargo, however they do it, couple seats in it, or like a modified Crew Dragon, and they'll probably just toss that up there, do a small cargo drop, and then rescue them. That's kind of what I'm feeling like they're going to do, because it's done. Like, that was a complete waste of time and energy. How you doing, Penelope Meow? I love pancakes with just butter. That's how I am as well. As long as they're like something else in there. Like, I do chocolate chip pancakes, or well, usually dark chocolate chip pancakes. But blueberry, strawberry, various berry stuff is good. Isn't SpaceX the Elon Musk space program? Yes, that's the one that he owns, kind of controls. So NASA is going to give him more money, or giving them the contract? Asked Boozy. So in 2012, NASA gave SpaceX $2.9 billion and said, figure out how to get people to the ISS. They figured it out, and they've been doing that for about 5 years. They gave Boeing $4.2 billion, and then 5 years later gave them the additional $1.6 billion, and they've had nothing but failed test flights. So at this point, they may have to use SpaceX's existing, rocket system to go get Boeing's passengers, because Boeing failed. They were competing directly. So, basically, NASA just gave Elon and SpaceX money to say, figure out what may happen if we actually had to do a rescue mission, and make it snappy, please, because they know they're running out of time. Not to mention that every SpaceX launch would be projected to be half the cost of every Boeing launch. Not to mention that the Boeing is no reusability, where SpaceX, they've reused rockets over 300 times. That's why they're so cheap. So what's happening is it's the old white guy fucking thing, where a bunch of old white guys are getting together and they just keep funding each other, even though it's a fucking loss, and Boeing just can't build anything that flies worth a fuck anymore. It's a fucking shame, but I mean, that's just kind of how the reality is, I guess. They gave SpaceX another $266,000. Well, that's not much. I mean, that's a couple days of research going, yeah, we'll just take 2 seats out and strap some cargo there and just fire it on a fucking Falcon 9 like we do every other day. I mean, the way they go through the rockets and the way they are, they could probably have a turnaround time of 48 hours, 48 to 72 hours. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Boeing, an established aerospace company, got completely fucking got their dicks wiped in the dirt by fucking SpaceX before SpaceX flew rockets. Like, SpaceX was just starting to fly shit into orbit. They'd been around for a few years. Boeing's been around forever, and Boeing can't even fucking touch them. But, Boeing's always had a work mentality of, we have open contracts, or however it's worded, so that, okay, we're going to start with, say, $5 billion to make a rocket for something. Yeah, we'll start with $5 billion, but when we run out of money, if you want us to keep going, you have to give us more money. That's how Boeing always did contracts. Can you guess why? Because they always went over budget. Well, this round with the launches, NASA said, no, fixed budget. We're tired of losing money, because it's fucking with Congress. When Congress is who funds NASA, when Congress sees all these losses, they don't want to give NASA money, yada, yada. So this was Boeing's first fixed contract with NASA, and they totally fucked it up. So Boeing has even said in press releases, well, we know that's fixed contracts are pretty much how they're going to go, so we're going to have to really evaluate which ones we take now. Basically, they've realized they're a fucking failure, and they can't get the job done for what they say they can. So it's all about profits, it's all about money, just good enough to get you there. Apparently not good enough to get you home. Like, good fucking job. What a bunch of douche nozzles. No pun intended, considering the fucking thruster nozzles are what's all fucked up anyway. But it's a shit situation. And Boeing keeps saying, "Oh, don't say they're stranded in space" to the media company and the media to all the media companies, and the media companies are like, "Why? It's exactly what the fuck they are, or they'd be home by now." It was It was planned for 8 days. It's been about 8 weeks. You know what I'm saying here? Slight differential, and I'm amazed they made it there alive. Crazy. It took them 2 attempts to even dock with the ISS, and apparently when it finally hit, it was heard someone saying it docked kind of hard, and it had to be flown in manually. That's why they feel like it'll burn up in the atmosphere, because it couldn't fly itself into the ISS. Like the Dragon, that can just zing all around, it does whatever it needs to do. It can be fully autonomous. Boeing can't even get their shit to be autonomous. And they've had like 5 more years to try and fix it. Fucking douche nozzle. Juraj, maybe? Sorry, I'm mispronouncing it. By all means, tell me the proper way to pronounce your name. Is the civilian Boeing the same management as the Boeing that makes fighter jets? They're all under the same umbrella. They're slightly different divisions of like Boeing Aerospace, and there's slightly different ones, but they're all the same company. They're all funded by the same chunk at the top. So yeah, basically in ULA, United Launch Alliance, that's half Boeing. That's Boeing and oh god, the Boeing and Northrop Grumman, if I'm not mistaken. And Boeing just bought some other aerospace company. What was it for? I can't remember. They just purchased some other aerospace company that had a government defense contract, and the government defense contract pulled out and went, no, we're no longer interested if Boeing's going to be in control of this company. So I read about that like 3 weeks ago. Every time I say Boeing is shit, a plane loses its door. Whoops. God. Where did the door land? I don't know that I ever caught that part of it. Holy poop, imagine being out there that long, have to be running out of food or an air by now. Well, no, they're in the ISS. They did make it there, and that has plenty of food and water. They keep that very overstocked with food and water in case there's a space problem that lasts months, and that's it. Like this is one of those situations. Like they say, as far as food, and it generates its own oxygen by insert nerd stuff. I know there's a way they do the CO2 scrubber. Like I actually like researched the process of it. I just cannot remember exactly how that works, but I think they also have actual oxygen reserves. Like they have a lot of redundant systems on the International Space Station. Not just like cool LEDs and stuff. Like, lots of ways to keep people safe in most situations. They found the door intact. No shit. It was in a tree on private property, mostly intact. Huh. That's great. Landed in the field. Oh, it was found quickly. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's probably bad. I wonder if it would. What if it had landed in like a snowy region? like hilly area, because it's got that slight curve to it, that would make a wicked fucking sled, I bet. Like you could probably fit a couple people on them. Like I've been on an airplane, like those doors, like it's a pretty big door. You could probably fit like a family of fucking sledders on that bitch because it's just got that nice curve. And if it's aerospace, it's going to be slippery as fuck. Damn, that's a wasted opportunity. And imagine if it fell on the mountain and landed just right, and then you just had this like cartoonish shit of it just flying down a mountain and like finally like crashing into like it, like slides into a parking lot and accidentally like slides into the handicap spot and just like chills. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I don't know, just thinking of goofy shit. It's all just cool LEDs, says Mr. AK. It's just a giant $1 billion LED factory. Or presentation, a bobsleigh, a Boeing sleigh, a Bowden sleigh. They recycle peas. I've heard that they do that. Yeah. Yeah, I can, I know yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I obviously I guess it's okay, but I cannot imagine by the time you get back down here, like, can I have any motherfucking fresh drink of any fucking thing you got? Jesus. Yeah, everything's recycled. I mean, it can't, I mean, as far as I know, like, especially bathing up there, I can't imagine, like, that place has got to smell pretty rough. Because obviously you're not taking a shower, per se. Um, And I know there's only so much air scrubbing you can do before it's like at dangerous levels. Apparently, Ed has had a very busy morning on Scum. We'll be streaming that tomorrow from the new base, new server we've been working on. Yeah, can I have a non-pee drink? Yeah. They've said that it is the smell, that there is a smell to the station. Oh yeah. I mean, imagine you get used to it as you're, as we do, our basically it just gets numb to something that's strong. But the first time, whoa, I would murder someone for a cheeseburger after that long. Fuck yeah, dude, booze. Like I can't, like I kind of wonder, because you figure like there's a lot of G-force in a launch, right? And if they chose, they could take a similar trajectory to what the Soyuz does when it flies up. When generally speaking, when Russia launches the Soyuz, their version of, what gets people to the ISS, they do a direct trajectory. Like, ISS is coming across here and they're just like boop, and then they do their thing. Whereas the US generally does an orbit and a half to catch up. But I really feel if we did more of a Soyuz trajectory, and since it's very flattening G-force, I see no reason why we couldn't put a stack of pepperoni pizzas on that motherfucker and just launch it up there. Put them in some of them space bags, keep it warm. Like, it'd probably be all right by the time you got there. And then you wouldn't have space cheese and space this and whatever. Like, send them some fucking pizza. I mean, they do like these little tiny up and coming companies with the little tiny rockets and stuff. Like maybe they could engineer one of them to like, fire them up a turkey. Thump. Space turkey come flying in, something like that. Or pancakes, yes, Lock Watcher. Flat pancakes. They would actually probably last longer than pizza. So we could do pizza and pancakes. Like, what other good flat things could we send up there? DC Allen, the poop sucking tube is the oddest bit. Yeah, I watched something about that on YouTube. Just like, yeah, I mean, what you got to do. Don't drop the soap. Well, if you drop the soap, you'll never find it again. The Russian MIR space station was notably rank, says Rifleman. Oh, I'm sure they all kind of were. Good nose blind. That's it, Delta Mike. They say that every glass of water has a couple hundred molecules that have passed through Winston Churchill's bladder. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's all the same fucking atoms just floating around making different shit. Farts in a vacuum. That would be. How would that work? Yeah, that's a good point. How would those a fart in the ISS work? I mean, does it kind of just hang out for a really long time, or do you not notice it because maybe it smells better than what's actually going on there? Boozy, I have just joined New Dawn, which is why I didn't hit y'all up yesterday, and holy poop, the puppets are insane there. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty rough there, Boozy. That's way above me and Ed's level at this point. Ed's still working on it. He's getting better. Problem is he's also trying to buy a lot of guns. And I need to show him one again how to crouch, because I still have to yell at him about crouching. Just like Gray Zone. He might even be listening. And he needs to stop running so goddamn much when he's in the buildings. Yeah, it's not. It's. You have to be quiet in this game. We have. Right now we're at. Where are we at? We're at the top of A1. Near a little cove in there. Good place. Nice base so far. Last night, me and Ed are running around. We're headed back to the base, and Ed's like, what the hell, like, what do we got to do to get a vehicle? I'm like, dude, like, we can try to buy one, but it may actually be easier just to start finding pieces, because the server is like a pretty standard spawn rate for vehicles, and parts. And we get home, and we're sorting out some fencing, and, Ed goes, all of a sudden I hear Ed go, why is there why is there a truck behind the house? I'm like, what? There's a truck behind the house? I'm like, no, there's not. Let me go around the back, and there's a truck, a Rager, or road Rager, I guess, Rager sitting behind the house. The admin kind of stopped by, and then we started talking to the two admins of the server we're on. Seemed like some pretty cool guys. Talk to them. We may hit them up like on voice, because they hang out in the voice on their Discord server. They were asking if they had any tips or anything. At this point, really the only thing I can think of is their despawn rate is a little abrupt. If you go more than like 30 feet away from a puppet after you kill it, if you don't interact with it, it'll despawn really quick. That, and I think they have dynamic economy on, which kind of sucks. Dynamic economy being like the more people are on, usually the prices get lower, the less people are on. You know, it's a supply and demand kind of thing, which kind of sucks, because it's like, if you can only play between, you know, like say you're a swing shifter and you work at night, play during the day, like early during the day when no one's on, you're always going to be paying more money than you would if someone's playing, you know, when there's 50 people on the server, but suddenly everything's cheaper. A lot of people don't really dig that. So I don't know if they have the dynamic economy on, but I would recommend, especially if they're trying to do a noob-friendly server, that they keep a standard economy. That way you know how much you have to save up to. Not that have you play games, but just some of the things you gotta like think about in the game and how the mechanics are, or the mechanics for it work. They did a floating pizza night on the ISS. Crusts were pre-baked, kind of like most people in chat. Yes, Lockwatcher, I am definitely pre-baked. That would be good. Like, they really need to get some sort of fresh pizza. A Pizza Hut pizza was delivered to the space station. Good. They need to do that as fresh as possible. Like I said, take the Soyuz trajectory and just get it up there quicker. More pizza, more space, not space pizza. Just I can't imagine like space pizza is really all that great. Like, they really do need real pizza. Yeah, the sell by is terrible on most servers, says Boozy. Yeah, it's rough when they got that weird economy turned on. I mean, I assume you can turn it off. But maybe you can't turn that off. I don't know. I know there's some things on the Scum game that you can do and cannot do. But we'll see what happens when they come out with the full game, because they say there is the possibility of releasing server software for it, and if they do, I may convert my media server into a I mean, I got a 14th gen overclockable motherboard on it, and all I do is just go bloop and pop in a different chip that hopefully won't fucking burn itself up, go Intel oxidized fucking connections, and run a little scum server or two on it. see how bad it is to run a small, like, regular server than a small punishment server. Oh, it is an adjustable thing, Booze. I thought it was, because I know Lithias doesn't like that shit either. Because I mean, it makes sense. Like, it's not fair to people that work, and like, if you're trying to get a popular server, you can't rely on everyone in the East Coast. This is the world where everyone in the world can join a server, because ping is pretty fucking good nowadays. So, but yeah, we'll see if they ever release server software, assuming I'm still playing it and doing all that, which, we'll see how it goes. Maybe run a server. I mean, I've run Minecraft servers for a while, couple times. Christ, I own a 7-server license to run a cloud served, a locally served through a cloud link thing. It's through Multicraft. Like, some of the shit goes through their site and all this weird stuff, but you own the software. I don't, whatever. But way back in the day, I bought a 7-server license for that, because I had 7 servers going for people. Media servers are pointless. You can just play stuff off file servers. Yeah, I could, but it's really easy with MB that I don't have to do much work, and I kind of am at a point where the less I have to do, the happier I am. I hate to say it, but I'm just getting old and grumpy, and MB works really good for me. And MB server, media server is pretty much universal across every platform, so I can watch it from everywhere, because I also have an external link set up to MB through a secure blah 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 and all that bullshit, so that I can watch my movies from anywhere on the planet. And it was really easy to set up, even securely, but that's just how I roll with it there, Top Smoke. Did I repaste my chips yet? Well, I ran out of salsa, but then I found some, but then I ended up using it to make eggs with, so the chips are still dry. Oh, no. Now, I'm going to actually record that, and that is going to be the stream replacement for when I, like, take a weekend off. I'm going to do a premiere of me cleaning the laptop and repasting the video cards and the processor. And like a week before I do that, I'm going to put up a video of saying, hey, if you got anything you want to ask, I can answer questions while I'm doing it, and then upload it and set it as a premiere. That way, if you set something as a premiere, I don't know, some people may not realize this, but if you set a video as a premiere, you can't fast forward or rewind. Like, you all watch it like it's live, but you also have chat. So you can watch a pre-recorded video and still have chat that first playthrough. After the first playthrough, it's just a regular uploaded video. But for the first one, you get chat. So everyone can still come over and hang out for a little while. And depending on where I am, if I have bandwidth, I can jump into chat with you guys, and we can all just hang out like that. So that'll probably what I'll end up doing, is recording the cleaning of the almost 10-year-old laptop that still kicks ass in gaming, and go there. Right, Scruff, I'd like my media server. Get off my lawn. That's pretty much it. What's up, Boudica? Is Clive working a real job? Yes, Clive is at the Tattoo, working with lights that showed up with the wrong firmware, the wrong software, the wrong everything, and everything's crashing, exploding, glitching, and I think they got it sorted out, though. Bring me a strawberry. Scruff in space. Figured I'd throw that out there. Anyway. I love getting into premieres and annoying people by pretending that I'm too stupid to understand that it's not live, says Horovac. There you go. Hey, you got to keep people on their toes when you go to this shit. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sit. Good. Good bong. All right. Let's swap this over because that is empty. And we got this Lego. Where's the Lego spaceship? That's back there. Spaceship. Oh, and that's the Lego Johnny 5. We actually got a lot of the base, the battery pack, a couple motors on it. So that's progressing on Wednesday night as well. Black Watcher, I mostly run a giant TrueNAS. Yeah, I have various logins, ways to get to my network. The funny thing is, like, I've just kind of been using real VNC for various connections here and there, and they finally pretty much got rid of free accounts for the most part. Like, it's what they have, if you can find it on their website, because they hide it quite well, is pretty much useless. So I switched over to tight VNC. But it's interesting when, like, something that simple is like, oh, well, now I got to change all this, and you're like, oh shit, hold on, damn. When it's weird, like, I've used real VNC, I don't know, over 20 years, I feel like. And finally, it's like a lot of companies. You know, you start with the little guys, and then when you get bigger, fuck the little guys. Just because they helped you get started, that's not where the money is anymore. So, there you go. I mean, like, I would have paid something for it, but it's not, it wasn't, like, I didn't need all the features. I don't know. It's whatever, but Tight VNC seems to be doing just fine. I use Tiger VNC, says Horovac. I feel like I've heard of Tiger VNC. Like, back in the day, I used to bounce around between various VNCs when I was doing a lot of work with Ubuntu. I feel like that was wow, the last time I started cruising through Linux VNC versions, it was Ubuntu 8 and 10. Between 8 and 10. So it's been a little while since I've looked around. What's Lockwatcher got going on? Drinkles? Oh, Drinkles, yeah, the crinkle games. So when you hear something like this on Lego Wednesday, that's when you're supposed to drink, apparently. As opposed to take a bite out of a chicken pita. Spicy chicken pita. No doubt. Katrina Price, I use guacamole for remote access. Does that, like, does that have, like, a plugin called Burrito or, like, Taco? I don't, that's good. Guacamole. I generally use guacamole for chips, burritos, sometimes tacos. There's some taco place in the city, if it's still there, that it actually had pretty good guacamole, but that's because it was really tomato heavy. I don't know that I would have used it to try and remote access my computer though. Although I suppose if the city ever decides to flush itself and, like, fucking sort some shit out, I suppose I could go back down there and check to see if they have remote access guacamole. I may have to pre-order that though. Happy Little Fox is 15 minutes ahead. Well, good. If you let me know, like, can you let me know if anything cool happens? Could you let me know if you see a storm coming? Apparently it's supposed to storm tonight as well. Guacamole, guacamole. Flush? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever they need to do. I just use the term flush because it's a fucking toilet down there. Just full of, like, all kinds of bad things. And nobody seems to want to do anything. Well, Fama says, "Oh shit, Scruff! I won't be able to see the stream if I drink after every crinkle." Yeah, I think Lockwatcher is aware of that. I'm going to give most of my audience alcohol poisoning, or be really, really, really stoned, or really, really whatever else. Deltic Engine. I'm on a SteelSeries Arctic gaming headset at the moment, and I hate the bass tip up at the bottom end. Can't use my usual setup. Sorry if I mishear anything. Hate the bass tip up at the bottom end. Sorry? What's up, Brandon VRT? You must be bored. How is your weekend going? For those that don't know, that is one of my co-workers at the Amazon. He is the one, as I've said before, that generally covers for me in case there's a Saturday or Wednesday call. And hey, it's 5 o'clock, top of the hour anyway. So hey, cheers to Brandon for making sure we can fucking have our stream. Hot and working on the truck. What are you doing to it? He's got a S10. Is that a what's that is that a Blazer or a pickup? Like I don't like I hardly even haven't seen you drive it, so I know you're doing something to it. The big sexy coworker. Uh I don't know what you mean. It depends on which big you mean. And he's not that big. 85 S10 Blazer. All right. Yeah, it's kind of slammed. It's got a V, what, a 3, what's that, a 350 in it? I would hope. Something like that. But it's a nice go fast pickup truck. Yeah, they kind of got a Laurel and Hardy between Brandon and the other guy. LS Turbo. Oh, that's right, LS Turbo. God damn, I'm like fucking. Well, it probably doesn't help because usually when we talk about that, I'm not high, and when I'm high, I don't necessarily remember everything when I wasn't high. Just like you know how that works. Alcohol Olympics cheer squad. Thanks. Russell Crowe talked about putting a bottle of tequila into several pounds of ice to dilute the alcohol. Why would I mean? I understand tequila is. Ugh. I've only taken 2 shots of that. Once on my 21st birthday, and then once because someone I knew was a heavy former tequila drinker, and then I had some other thing, and they said, "Oh, do a shot for me. It's my birthday," and I was like, "Whoa." Again, like I can't stand tequila unless it's mixed in with a Long Island iced tea, because that shit is just ugh. Deltic Engine, the headset has a bass boost by design. It sucks. I may need to watch the stream again on my proper setup to make sure I heard the info about motorcycle brands correctly. Yeah, that's anything built-in bass stuff that you can't disable or tweak is a little rough, in my opinion. That's why these are pretty neutral, pretty balanced headphones. Then you just adjust the output here, but there is a cup noodle flavored soda. Mr. A Cake says, I feel like I have heard of that. Kitty tequila catnip tea. What the fuck is that, Admiral Rascals? What's up, Simon Griffins? Mr. A Cake likes the stocky guy. There you go, Brandon. You're gonna have to go through the other guy first because I think they have something going on. They usually walk in together. I swear I've seen them holding hands at least once, but maybe that didn't happen. But Murder Psycho. What's up, Frankie? Does that have to do with the cup of noodle flavor tea? Because that sounds pretty psycho. Up, Grant Rennie. I'm heading out on night shift soon. Have a good night. You do the same, Grant Rennie. Hope your night shift goes happily boring, or at least goes well. My normal listening setup is through a studio audio interface and high-end headphones, which makes it easy to listen on. Okay. Can't remember if it was tequila, but I think it was. He talks about it. He was explaining it to a British orange-haired singer, says Fama. Don't know. But bugs and rats, Paris just keeps getting grosser. Oh, okay. Cool. Noodle drinks. 4 carbonated drinks based on Noodle Cup bestsellers, plain seafood, curry, and chili tomato. Hold on. Carbonated flavored drink. So soda based on plain noodles, seafood, curry, and chili tomato. Like, as high as I get sometimes, I wouldn't even come up with some dumbass shit like that. Like, is, is it actually, like, still on the market? Are people buying this shit more than once? Or are they waiting for everybody to buy it once and then they just stop because they know that no one will ever buy it again? What the fuck? That is... What? Oh my god. Ugh. Horvath says, I presume you're in the UK, Deltic. Don't worry, unless the Tories manage to throw the safety rules out, it's impossible to buy a bad helmet in the EU. Well, if they're in the UK, they're not in the EU anymore, are they? So, what's up, Kevin Hardesty? Were you the KH I saw over at the Jace 2 Cents the other day? Which that's kind of weird and annoying that Jay's 2 Cents is set up that you have to follow them for months before you can get in their chat. It's kind of a shit fucking thing. Jay's 2 Cents, if you know him, he's a big tech reviewer, tech builder guy. He apparently did a Lego live stream right after I did mine Wednesday. I've told him before, don't rub it in, Brexit, says Fama. Yeah, good old Brexit. Yeah, I thought that was you, Kevin. But I thought that I was trying to say, I was like, yeah, man, like I do that all the time, but I don't know if you saw it or not or whatever. But yeah, I thought that was funny. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. He's got like 8,000 fucking million people watching him, but he's got what? He's over 1 million subscribers. I guess a couple million. I would expect there would be a lot of people to watch him on Twitch. A styrofoam brain bucket. Yes, it is. Frankie is going to bed. Sorry about that. Good night, Frankie. Be groovy. EU is going down like the Titanic with the lights off. Oh, there you go. Popular doesn't mean good. Well, I mean, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Just about time to do pussies and pianos. We'll do that in a few minutes here. I don't see any of them right now. That means they are likely asleep on the cat tree. Graham Shaw says, Brexit, the Tory gift that keeps on taking. It sounds like it was a great thing. See you later, Grant Rennie. Appreciate you stopping by. What's your thoughts on the new Beetlejuice movie? I've only seen the first trailer. I'll have to catch up on it. The first trailer looked kind of just made me go, okay. It seemed more like a possible, almost like this was one idea we had when I saw the trailer. I was like, might need to see a little bit more before I go watch that. So I'll have to get that sorted out. Of course, there's also a lot of times with good movies I don't watch the trailer, like Alien Romulus. I have not watched any of the trailers, even though the Alien series of movie is my favorite series of movies ever. I haven't watched one trailer on it because I get tired of watching trailers and you see all the good parts. So, like, that and the new Doom coming out, I'm a fucking Doom head. Not done any research on it because I get tired of hearing, oh, this is probably going to be this. Let's speculate about that. It might be this. Oh, they're doing this with the weapon system. Like, as I'm scrolling through the headlines, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just want to see what comes out. So I haven't really watched much of the previews. C2S, what is your P.O. box? That would be Scrufdog Live, 444 Maryland Avenue, P.O. Box 7821, Essex, Maryland 21221. Phone number 667 290 3538. Because shipping likes phone numbers. If you send something, let me know. Show at scruffdog.live because they are really bad at letting me know when shit arrives. If they let me know at all. Like when I went to pick up Vera's return gift, there was another return gift there, and I got to reorder that. I got to try to remember to reorder that this weekend for Patrick. Because that whole thing went to shit with VATs trying to charge like 60 some bucks for a fucking $15 t-shirt. Like, what the fuck? So, oh, there we go. Ooh. Frankie Walker, they show the full movie in a trailer these days. Yeah, like, I'm just like, Deadpool and Wolverine. I've not watched one fucking trailer because I want to see it. Want to see it. I don't want to know. Like, I keep seeing all little stuff after, and I'm like, okay, well, now I know a little bit of what's this, a little bit of that. But I know it's going to be really good, like, the more I'm interested in it, like, the less I'll watch of it, just so it doesn't fuck it all up. I love that Brexiters are now flipping out because of tethered beverage bottle caps. Because that's the EU rule, but that's what you get. We want tethered caps. You get tethered caps. Oh yeah, I heard like they actually like all the bottle caps stay attached now. I assume they're because I know at least in the past the caps were a different type plastic. Actually, mostly a lot of times two different types of plastic than the bottle because the bottle was like number 6. The lid itself would be usually like number 2, and then the little blue gasket thing inside would be another type of plastic. I know most lids now are one piece with a ridge inside, like a tapered ridge, kind of like a JIC fitting to seal it. But if they can get it so they're both the same type of plastic, then tethered would be absolutely fucking brilliant. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't have done that before. Give Scotland its independence, and then it can join the BRICS. I agree that a lot of movie trailers are awful, says Deltic Engine. The European versions aren't always so revealing, though. Fortunately, we never get TV show previews over here, so the show isn't ruined. Oh, okay, there you go. Fish are tethered to the seabed. Not necessarily. Not just the bottle caps, says Etkalar. All the fucking cap. Oh, like for any container that has a cap that has to be tethered. I mean, like pickle jars, for instance. Do pickle jars now need to have tethered caps? Is that what you're trying to say? Horvac, my first impulse was, what the fuck I want to take the cap off, but then I thought, wait, that'll make them innovate something better, and now you can't lose it. Yeah, I got lose cap every once in a while. Drop it in cat fur, you're like, oh. I am neutral on the issue of tethered caps, but if it is an issue, just import your sodas from America. They're sort of tethered. That's a removable tether. Just plastic caps? Okay. I mean, I kind of get that. I mean, if you can use the same type, like I said, if you can use the same types of plastic to make it more universally recyclable, then by all means. Pickle jars, glass and metal, no, but the boxed juice packs that also have a cap. Okay, yeah, will also have a tether now, and it causes major. Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, if you put a tether on that, yeah, that'd be horrible. Yeah, I don't know. They'll figure something out that just pisses everybody off, and everybody else. Nobody, it's all just gonna be derp. All right. So, shall we do Pussies and a Piano with Pianoman Rob? Like I said, we have a double shot. Double shot!
I'm Pickle Rick!
So we got two old ones from Rob. He let me know. I guess he is busy this evening, but we'll get those going. We'll feed the kitty cats, and we will get back to it here. So let me minimize that. That. You shush there. Close that. That. All right. Good grief. Cat plus Rob. That. And click that. All right. We are about ready. Switch that over. Zoop. And I'll make sure everything's working, and then we shall go with Pussies and Piano. Hold on. Some of the tethered bottle caps work quite well when they flip back out of the ways when you use them. Also, on small bottles, you can't lose the cap anymore, which is great. Yeah. We'll catch up here. Hold on. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Enjoy the piano. Alright. There's another 2-shot from Rob. Much appreciated, whatever he is up to this evening. Flip back to CatCam low. Ooh, what was that? Got something from Electron Box coming in. We have another kitty photo from Electron Box. I'll bring that up after we're done with Riney and Tiny Mama, aka Mama Plants. See, if you look at her back legs, they're kind of orange. Well, I mean, you'll be able to see it easier when she stands up. But she looks like she's wearing Jeff's pants. Well, the dishes seem to be containing the food well. The blob you see there on the floor is what dripped off the spoon. Because, of course, the cats come in like little bulldozers. But that's just what they do. Is Spaz actually still? Yeah, Spaz is still eating. Like they haven't. Oh no, Spaz figured out how to get a bunch of it over the bowl because all she ever does is lick the gravy off of it. Like it's pointless to give her gravy cat food because that's all she does is just lick the gravy off of it, and then nobody else. Well, Lee will usually clean it up, but not always. Lee's literally sitting in the middle of all three of them, just staring at everyone, one by one. My cat matches the carpet, so I don't need to hoover, says DCL. Yeah, Ronnie blends in pretty well, as you can see right there. But I still gotta... the camera's getting derpy. Oh, let me fix that. I think I need to try and get a little more light out there so the camera doesn't bounce around so damn much. Sorry, focus is going to get weird here, and then it'll get better. Hold on. Brrr. Come on. All right, about there should be good. There's Ronnie's butt. So now Ronnie is on. No, he's on Mama's plate. No, wait, that was. No, that was Mama's. Okay, I guess Mama's done. All right. Cannot leave the yeah, that's, I mean, I understand if you don't, if you want to consume all the gravy, but uh, like you could go back and eat the meat too, and it wouldn't be a terrible thing. Let me get this thing here sorted. Yeah, that'll work. Actually, nice channel, says Boudica. I do my thing. I appreciate it. We're just chilling, doing our thing, being groovy. Got a little place to hang out. Yeah, I think when I redo the lights in here, I got to get some out there just to light them up a little bit more. Because right now, that's why I leave the hall light on and the kitchen light on, because without them, it's kind of dark right there. Because there's no direct light in actually that half of the room. It's all just what's overflow from in here and through the glass. But if I reroute the lights, I could do a loop out there and then cut back in. I think I'd be just fine. I just got to get there. Blackwatcher says, my pancakes are about 3/8 of an inch tall, about 10 millimeters thick. I mean, that's pretty good. That's about standard. That's what I go for. So, to stack pancakes to the ISS, it's 42,915,840 pancakes to get enough pancakes to the ISS, without the additional butter height. Yeah, that is true. Generally, I would think it would be less because butter's going to make them puff up a little bit. Not that the butter itself is going to take up space because it'll melt, but it makes them fluff up a little bit more. So you might be able to cut the budget and maybe schedule or aim at 40 million instead to get there. And if you time it right, since the ISS is in a asymmetrical orbit, just obviously make sure you aim for the lowest part of the orbit. Rifleman says, with Clive, you get the cat report. With Scrufdog, you get cat life on video. Yes. I'm the David Attenborough of being stoned and house cats. In this view, you see Ronnie has no idea what to do with his right paw. He is currently looking all over the place, very confused, because it's Ronnie. He has not received the brain cell in approximately 8 years. In front of us now, we have the poofers, also known as the fuzzy vacuum cleaner, as you can see why. Oh boy. Wouldn't the pancakes crush under their own weight with that number? I think, well, that is a possibility, but what you would do with that there, Maurice, or wait, not Maurice, yeah, sorry, Katrina Bryce. What you could do is use real butter, do a stack of like 12, maybe 20, good stack, let them puff up, put them in the freezer, cool them off really quick. And then you could have the frozen pancakes that could do the stack. And if you freeze them enough, as you're starting to do the stack quickly, you'd want a bunch of pre-frozen ones. Then as you got up, eventually it would get cold enough where you wouldn't have to pre-freeze them anymore, and you'd be good. And then you could start like a fire around them and then slowly thaw them out. And then the warmth would work its way up. Eventually, it would probably collapse and make an interesting mess to swim through. I also feel that many pancakes, if it toppled and fell to the ground, it would be a gigantic festival of fruit and maple syrup, butter, and naked people swimming in a fucking ocean, half an ocean of just mushy, buttery, syrupy pancakes. And I feel like I'm pretty okay with that. Just everybody just flopping around in the sticky, syrupy gooiness. I think we could work with that. All ISS calculations based on the average height of 254 miles. Gotcha. I love us calculating these pressing human civilization problems, says Fama. You know, we do what we can for the human civilization. We sometimes you need you never know where the innovation is going to come from. Sometimes it may come from a stoner sitting in an office trying to figure out if he wants to hit both vapes or just one, and I think we're just going to go ahead and hit both. It's a shame I don't have an extra battery in here because I brought an extra I brought an extra vape in here. I just don't have a battery in here. My 2 spare batteries are in the bedroom. Boy, she is just finding it all, isn't she? BC Allen's not a fan of the fruit on the pancake. I dig fruit on a pancake. I just can't do. I dig fruit, not fruit flavored syrup. I'd rather have fruit on there. If I do fruit, I'll do a little less butter. Just a little. Then stack on like either the blueberries or the strawberries or something. C2S says you would want to start with Belgian waffles for a strong base, working your way to pancakes. Well, that kind of brings in the debate that I've heard before of are waffles and pancakes, even though they are generally made from a very similar batter recipe. Some people say they are not the same and should not be classified in any of the same realm of similar whatever. And some people say, yeah, it's just a pancake with a grid. So, I guess that would depend on if you feel that adding Belgian waffles would skew the results as they may be considered a cheat. You don't have the means to rig power to what, the pancakes? I mean, I'm sure we could rig power to the pancakes. Pancake gravity space elevator, says Lockwatch. That would, I mean, if we could come up with anti-gravity, localized anti-gravity for the pancake stack, that would be even better. Because then you could do a fresh hot stack all the way to the ISS. Pancake catapult, pancake catapult, we may not even, at that point, we could probably get with spin launch. If you don't know who spin launch is, they have literally developed a thing that just spins really fucking fast and just flings shit into orbit. It just spins it that fucking fast. That again, since pancakes are flat, we got that flat principle thing going on. The amount of G-force obviously is pretty extreme, but I think pancakes would work for that, and that would be a pretty quick way to get shit up there too as well. So yeah, we could check into spin launch for that. Yeah. 5:30. Yeah. Toot everybody. The e-smokes of right. Yeah. I mean, we could still power the pancakes, Deltic, but Well, I mean, I have ways. Yes, I could power the 510 or 710 threads or whatever. Or they're 510. Um, just nothing convenient, or I could just like swap off. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that because I haven't tried this flavor yet. This is a new company, new flavor. It's mint cookies. So let's see how mint cookies from Magnitude. It's raining outside. All right, mint cookies from Magnitude. Uh, cheers. Let's. Oh, wait a minute. Oh shit! All right. It has an adjustable flow tube on it. Let's see if that'll focus. Look in the purple thing. I gotta move the mic. Look in the purple thing. You'll see the little holes, and you can slide. There you go. You can adjust your draw. I've never seen that on a disposable cartridge before. All right, Magnitude. You got me wondering. You got me thinking. I'm gonna open it the full bore because I have big lungs. That's pretty fucking good. All right. No, you have my attention, Magnitude. I think they're new to Maryland. I'll have to give them another shot. What's up, Chicago Ted? Chicago Ted is hitting the dab rig and sorting out the project space. Good call. Good call. I got my little dabby over there. Still gotta get we did a scruff in space earlier today there, Fama. We did a pickle Rick. Um we did a phone call. What other buttons do I have? I got spooky scary skeletons.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
What is this one? That's blank. Where's my cough one?
Now stand aside,
There.
worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
All right. Uncle Buck pancakes. Uncle Buck. Did they make pancakes in Uncle Buck? Didn't he eat a gigantic mother? Yeah, that was the gristle steak thing. That was a good movie. We watched. I think I watched that about a year ago. Ooh. In this country, says Graham Shaw, students will grasp at any distraction they can get, be that a dog, anti-social media. That's why they are banned. There's practically no discipline in the UK. In the middle of a debate. Very good. Graham Shaw, my vapes are always open full bore. Otherwise, I suck too much. Well, I mean, depending on your lifestyle, I mean, maybe you don't suck too much. Maybe you suck just enough. Yeah, I guess it's up to you to judge your own suckometer. Let's see. I just looked down and went, oh yeah, there's that. Let's while we're discussing suckometers, I guess we can rate this picture here. How about that? This is fresh from Electron Box. The kitty and the shoes. You can see a little paws in the back. Wait a little paws. Little tail. Little tail. Little kitty cat. Little squitchy squatchy. Meow meow. It's kitty meow meow. Frog leap for the win, says Megavolt. Absolutely. He's real hit or miss with me. I mean, he covers a wide variety of music. Some of his remakes are good to me. Some of them are like, but either way, that's a great song. A squishy ear squeezy. Yeah, fuzzy kitty cats. Oh, the smell killed it. Couldn't even make it out of its house. PC Allen says you can never suck too much. Lockwatcher, the Pancake and Uncle Buck was 32 inches. They also made a giant butter pat from 7 sticks. That sounds about right. Yeah, okay. Celtic Engine. At the moment, I'm a bit like Hugo, the prison android from Buck Rogers. Somehow still functioning just. I get you. I get that, absolutely. Let's check weather bug here. What's going on out there? So we are right about there. So I guess we're getting caught by this little bit that must be cruising by. Oh, well. Guess we had the opportunity for a good storm, or we're just going to, maybe this blob here will, like, crash into us pretty good. We haven't, like, we had a decent kind of storm roll through last night, but it was mostly just a shitload of rain. It's kind of like, yeah, all right, that's cool. Yeah, not that I want some, like, destructive shit to go through, but I do appreciate a good thunderstorm, as a lot of us on this channel do. Rifleman, some restriction in airflow will induce a small vacuum in the atomizer that helps draw in additional e-juice, keeping vapor saturation optimized. Yes, Rifleman. And the problem with that is if you pull for too long, it gets too hot. And then when you release, it stays warm for too long, and the oil, like, even though there is no longer a vacuum, the oil will drizzle through the cotton. And that's why a lot of times you see me, I'll be like trying to clear it because it gets too hot and it seals up the chamber. And now you have to suck through a drop of oil. And sometimes you'll pull and it'll be like, and you'll feel it actually come out. And you're like, it's like this thick, tarry, pot tasting oil. I mean, it's not hurtful or anything. It's just kind of like, bleh. Black Roger, sorry, Scruff. Those were supposed to be my storms in Ohio a couple days ago, but they got no rain here. I mean, why? Black Roger, there's no need to apologize because you fucking missed. Like, if you would have hit, actually, you should apologize that they didn't actually slam right into us yet. Like, that's kind of the disappointing part. You know, just like I told the guy that shot at Trump, next time, adjust for wind. You know what I mean? Like, you're close, but like you're a little bit off. Just for wind. Because the next day when they were filming there, it was very windy. So I imagine it was windy the day before, and I believe some of the footage showed it was. But he was also under duress because apparently the police were on to him. So if that being the case, I mean, good effort. It's just a shame about the other people. But anyway, I think the people of PA need marksman training. Well, actually, a lot of the people in Pennsylvania, like, own guns. It's a fairly rural thing. I guess maybe they're just used to shooting at cows, which are, I mean, only a little bit bigger than Trump's fat ass. But, yeah, I don't know. Oh, well. Anyone know if a Buck Rogers remake is actually going to happen? Who knows? I haven't actually heard any of that. I mean, they are running out of things to, like, remake from the Gen Xers and the boomers. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Cows are more useful than Trump. I mean, that is, I would agree with that, Admiral Rascals. Kevin Hardesty, storms bring roofers. Yeah, I'm going to need I'm probably going to have to get a roof in a couple years. Have to see. I have to check with the customers, see if we got any, if we use any good, if any of our customers are good roofers. Maybe like I ain't trying to get a hookup, but if I can at least talk to the guy, and be like, hey man, can you guys help me out, like at least with scheduling or something. Like I ain't trying to take money from anybody, but sometimes it's nice to at least help for scheduling or something. Horvath says he went for the headshot. That's a mistake. Snipers don't do that. Yeah, most snipers go for lungs and heart. Create a cavity in the upper chest, and you take out enough vital organs that they can't do anything anyway. And if you're close enough, you can use proper ammo for more expansion as it contacts bone structure specifically, or even the flesh. I mean, once it's going that fast, it really doesn't matter what it hits. It's going to hit. And if a proper bullet is set up, it will expand. Eighth inch lock watcher? What's that for? Like a French crepe or creepy or crepe? Crepe. Thickness of 1/8 inch times 1 mile. Are we working in crepes now? Oh, the famous Kentucky long rifle was actually made in Pennsylvania by Pennsylvania German gunsmiths. I wonder if that was a lot of rain. I wonder if I was related to any of them, as my lineage is Pennsylvania German, well, Pennsylvania Dutch, Pennsylvania German, and Virginia. Don't think anyone could hold up to that spin. The lady getting recused by the helicopter, spinning all the blood ran. What? And all I see before that is Clang Drake. Something about G-forces. Oh, yeah, you gotta watch the G-forces. That can get a little interesting. Oh, for the biscuits. Their lock watcher. Praise Bob. I'm back on the Chromebook, and it says Chicago Ted. Oh, and you can @ people. Yeah, I don't understand why Google, which owns YouTube, cannot get their own YouTube app, mobile app, to properly @ people. It really doesn't make sense. I don't think anyone can hold up to that spin from spin launch. Did you see the lady getting rescued by the helicopter, spinning all the blood ran to her head and feet? Gotcha. Yeah, no, you definitely wouldn't be able to launch humans at a spin launch. Good lord. They themselves would become the pancake, as it were. Hey, what's up, Ed? CNS shot, central nervous system shot. It's like a T shape in the upper half of the torso. One round into the CNS can be lights out in seconds. Yeah. Gotcha. Crepes would be a 30-second, says Fama. Yeah, it's like pancake paper. Paper cakes. Paper cakes? Well, let me at least see if the window, if it looks cool, or if it's just dirt. It's all just gray. Man, that really annoyed the shit out of me the other day when we had storms come through and you could see the solid line of clouds, and then that goddamn ice cream truck came up and sat there for 10 minutes. God, it was fucking annoying. So goddamn loud. Designing a picture frame of any size for the 3D printer. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult. Ow. I have a weird hang thing on my fingernail that is now turned into skin. That's going to be annoying. Yeah, that's what happens. C2S, but the ice cream was great. What ice cream? Oh, that ice cream. Yeah, that fucking ice cream. God. Yeah, I hope the ice cream was good. It seems like the ice cream truck doesn't seem like a dirtbag truck. It just seems like they're trying to let the entire county know that they're running around. Their shit's so loud. Like, I don't know that there's actually a regulation for that. Like, I wonder if there's a law on how loud an ice cream truck jingle can be, as it were. I have no idea. There's a lot of rain out there right now, though. I haven't gotten any lightning alerts either. Let's see. Nope. 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 Just heavy rainfall. And something from Ed. Okay. Ed found a pot. I guess we're going to try cooking steak. Outdoor mic. At this point, the rain would hit it. We've tried that before. All you hear is drip, 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 drip from the awning. And it doesn't pick. There's no thunder or anything to hear. Like, you wouldn't hear much. We've tried that on the Lego streams during the storms. It gets kind of annoying almost. What's up, Sam Online? How you doing? Yeah, everyone can relax. Sam is here. So I guess if we're going to relax, everyone go ahead and take a shot. Well, yeah, I guess I'll wait. Sam just got here, so now we're going to have to take a shot. You know, since now we are allowed to relax, which I understand totally. So go pour yourself a shot. Get your beer ready. Go grab a fresh beer if need be. You know, fucking grab your razor blade and sort your shit out. Whatever you need to do. You got about a minute warning here-ish. I mean, I'm high, so it'll be, if I say a minute, it'll either be 30 seconds or fucking 20 minutes. You know how that goes. Flood warnings where Admiral is. Yeah, it's in Essex, Maryland, USA. Since I am at 16 feet elevation, and Essex itself is generally between, I guess, 40 to 10 foot of elevation. Pretty much every day in the summer, you get some kind of goddamn flood warning. It's like, burn, burn, flood warning. I'm like, yeah, it's basically the fucking morning alarm at this point. It's like that all the fucking time. It's so annoying. Atkalar is going to get some possibly coffee or tea. That's good stuff. I woke up this morning and I was just kind of dragging around getting stuff done. I'm like, man, I just can't get awake today. And then I went, I've been awake for 2 hours and I haven't drank coffee. What the fuck is wrong with me? So then I got some coffee and I was all right. All right. Okay, it's been about a minute, I feel like. Probably almost 2. So, like, Sam Online's here. So now that we're all going to relax, cheers. And here's to relaxing and chilling this weekend. Edgalar has a coffee. Coffee's good. I got my redneck mocha I have every weekend. It's good stuff. Oh, man. Smoke one with your dog. Dog. The dog. You found your SOT 23 breakout boards there, Chicago Ted. That's good. It's good to be able to break out. Get funky. Hey, speaking of which, yeah, forgot about this. So an Amazon, when an Amazon employee or RME, which they just suck anyway, when they find something that goes wrong, you are to put a red tag on it, fill it out, and they are two-sided. You can't see the other side yet. To tell you what's wrong, or to try and give you a fucking hint, even though sometimes you'll pull it up and it'll just say broke, and it's like, thanks, fucking genius. I hope you did. I hope your fucking 5 brain cells didn't hurt themselves fighting each other trying to figure out how to come up with that goddamn reason. But anyway, so you get the reason as to why it's tagged out, and they're supposed to put like some ID thing, which I scratched out. But I think someone was looking for something a little bit more. I read this and I went, holy shit, like this is all about the fucking channel. And Yeah, but anyway, so it makes me wonder: did this person need help with the forklift, or are they calling out for something more? When you see man chick needed. Now, knowing my audience, I figured, you know, if if any of you would like to help out this gentleman find a man chick, or if you yourself are a man chick, apparently someone's looking for you at Amazon. So yeah, I just saw that and I went, wow. Like, I know mechanic is a weird word to spell, but you gotta reread what you write if you're trying to guess as you write and you're not paying attention to the whole thing and it says man chick. Be like, come on, dude. Man chick needed. That's great. Yeah, I saw that. You needs to be in Thailand, says Sam Online. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. A spanner wearing a mankini? Could be, could be. C2S says, damn, spell chesh. Perhaps an electrician? An electrician? That's an electrician, that's a chicken. Dude, Horovac, that's actually not a... Holy shit, you have no idea what the potential you have unlocked with electrician. Think about this. Look, you got the, what is it, NEICICIEIO over there that has, you know, generally less than properly trained electricians. Holy shit. Dude, if we can train chickens to do the same job as his NEICIEIO guys do, I mean, they'll probably be about roughly the same level. Every time they fuck up, free fucking dinner when they get electrocuted. Boom. You send one over, like you tell these people, look, you're guaranteed, we're going to send 5 elect chickens over. You're guaranteed to have at least 2 for dinner. Watch this. Like, no shit, we could do a running model with this. We'll have to work this out. That might work it out pretty good. And like, worst comes to worst, you could have in the contract, if you're doing too good, we could sabotage you. You never know what's going to happen. Oh yeah, that's turned off. 1,000 volts. Boom. Electro chicken dinner. All right, we're gonna work with this. We're gonna get this sorted out. Okay. Exactly, Lockwatcher. Winner chicken dinner. Don't tell Big Clive about the elect chickens, says Admiral Rascals. He kind of retired all his fork videos. And over here, the only high voltage I have is like downstairs, and I'm not trying to film down there at that part of the basement. Otherwise, we got 120 volts. It still takes an hour to cook a hot dog here if you use fucking fork leads or the hot dogger, the electro dogger. And the chickens would smell much better burnt. I mean, depending on, like, you know, I guess depending on the voltage, what they're doing. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. I always ate barbecue like drumsticks. Up until I was about 15, I always ate them just like everybody else did. You put them on there, you cook them, they get a little bit pretty good, and you take them off and they're fine. Well, one year, my uncle, like, nothing against him, no negativity at all. He was just a busy motherfucker on Memorial Day. Yeah, when you have close to 30 family members over for a family get together, it's a little hectic. It's a big house. Yeah, that wasn't the problem. It's just a lot of shit to get together. You know what I mean? He put on a full big motherfucking rack on like this big ass, you know, Weber, a roughly 55-gallon drum looking big bitch grill, you know, like a nice one like that. He filled that whole fucking thing up. The top was nothing but drumsticks. The bottom was nothing but breasts and thighs and all that. And really thick barbecue sauce. Great fucking recipe. And he was doing his thing, cooking. Burnt them. Not like, not charcoaled them, but he left them in there probably about 5 minutes too long. They were kind of black, crispy on the outside, but still okay on the inside. A lot of people didn't like them. Dude, I took a bite of that, and I know apparently it's bad for you or some bullshit to eat the charcoal or the char on the chicken nuts off the grill or whatever, but fuck, that's the only way I eat drumsticks now. As I will burn the shit out of them on the fucking, like, over a wood grill. I'll get them pretty much black, and then I'll eat them, and, like, it's still super juicy inside, because you cook them slow and then quick, really quick. Just works out really good. It's top of the hour, too. Cheers, everybody, to burnt chicken. As long as you pick the burnt bits on, I eat all of that. Better than undercooked rubber chicken. Absolutely. I'd rather eat slightly overcooked chicken than undercooked. Not even because of like salmonella or health. It's just undercooked chicken kind of sucks. Not enough meat on a drumstick. I like eating drumsticks. Like, they had a thing on the local radio station. In the morning, they have, it's 100.7 The Bay. In the morning, they got Huber in the morning. It's this guy, Steve Huber. Yeah, like, that's his name. He's he just says it on the radio. I actually went to middle school with him. So they have a text line where you can text in stuff. So I text in every once in a while. Sometimes they'll text back, like him or his producer or their other producer or whoever, Alex. Yeah, Alex, the producer, and anybody. He had a thing on chicken wings, like boneless versus bone-in and ranch versus blue cheese. One, I told him blue cheese dressing is basically just ranch that got left out in the sun for 3 months. He said that. He thought that was funny. He's like, no, I am blue cheese for life. I'm like, that is fucking gross. Morning is his name. No, morning isn't his name. Sam, you're a little too relaxed. There's no such thing. Well, maybe. But he's all about the blue cheese. And actually, I'm going to do a thing. He had a couple people text in, but it's raining a bit much out there. Let's do a poll. For those that consume chicken wings, let's see. Chicken wings. Ooh, we may be testing the battery back up. That's 2 flicks. It gets 1 more and it's going out. Every time it flicks, it's a breaker resetting. It fails on the 3rd one. We got 2, we're good. As long as it goes another, was it 2 minutes? Okay. Bone in. Knock that over. Bone less. Don't care. Just gimme wings. Alright. Let's get that out before we lose power. Yeah, I don't know if I'm right. I know we got some electricians in here, I'm pretty sure. From what I understand, isn't when it flicks, it's another breaker, like opening or closing somewhere, and there's a redirect, and you only get a certain amount of tries before it just, poof, like it's trying to clear a fault somewhere. Like, don't you only get, I think it's 3 tries, and then it just goes, nope, and then it opens it up. Can anybody verify that? I do believe that is my understanding of how those work. Ed is getting 1 scum. I actually like peppercorn and blue cheese. Ed, I will kick you out of the squad and shoot your naked ass. In the game, if you keep saying kind of bullshit like that. Chicago Ted's all about the bone. Add flats or drumsticks. Well, you might be able to do it. That would be I think that actually would work better as a separate one. For what? For the fucking blue cheese shit. That's not allowed on my property. Or our property, or any property. It should be banned. It's just rotten ranch. It's just an excuse someone, dude, we forgot this was in the back of the fridge for like a year. Just call it something else. Like, that's all blue cheese is. Admiral Rascal says, yes, 3 tries in my air. That's a reclose. That's it, a recloser, Rusty B. Thank you. Recloser, yeah. Yeah, it went wink and I heard click, click, wink, click, click, as the UPS is kicked in, which I'm sure is the same thing downstairs with the network UPS kicking in. And these are hardwired directly to the other router that's on the battery. Like all of this is on battery backup. I have no idea how long this will last. I don't even remember which. I think only that monitor stays on because that's the lowest power monitor I have. Which actually it may not be. The new monitors may be lower power than that, just because they're newer. We may do I may actually do that. I was thinking about that, of doing a power failure stream, of where we start a live stream and we just hang out for a few minutes, talk, and then I just reach down with my foot and I turn that power strip off and we see how long it lasts until the computers fail. May do that one of these days. Boink. I'll back you up. Ed, ranch is overrated. My blue cheese brother. Man, boink you. That is horrible. That is terrible. Terrible. Hello out, bust out the kilowatt system. The kilowatt stream. Yeah, that's actually that's actually my kilowatt system, which is 2 extension cords with a kilowatt in the middle. That's sitting in the bedroom right now. Having to roll your own joint stream. I roll my own shit. Well, I just pack cones, but I kinda can roll a little bit. I have a rolling machine. I can hand roll little lumpy fucking things, but I prefer just to stuff cones or get pre-rolls. I get pre-rolls too. I got a caviar out there. One of them fucking $30 joints that you see me smoke every once in a while. Oh, Gas Master, you're banned off of my servers. All right, this is getting out of hand. All right, god damn it. I already know what our next poll is. Then we'll get back to the wings. All right, check out the wing poll. I'm gonna close this thing in a minute. We got something else we gotta fucking vote on. God damn it. Bone in, boneless. Don't care. Just give me wings. See, I prefer I don't mind boneless at all, but some days I prefer bone in because it is a different meat. Like, doesn't matter if your boneless is the rib meat, fake it's real chicken meat, but it's that pressed in bullshit, or even if it's a proper meat that has grain in it. It's just different when the bone's there because the bone adds flavor. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kill this. It looks like the preferred is boneless, which, I mean, I get that too as well, because it's just easy as shit to eat. And you can eat it on the go. But generally, I would probably say bone in if I had to pick one. And a bunch of people don't care. They just want chicken wings. I get that too. All right, here's the fucking poll. Now I'm about to get really disappointed in these people, ain't I? Oh man, here we go. Oh. All right, there you go. There's our next poll. Flats or drum? Yeah, we'll do flats and drums. We're gonna do that. Boneless are just nuggets, says Shitaka. Yeah, that was actually brought up. It is interesting that it was brought up. Like, we don't care. We know they're chicken nuggets. You don't have to call them boneless wings. Like, we understand they're just chicken nuggets. When they're bigger, they're chicken tenders. When they're still growing up, they're chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets aren't for kids. Chicken nuggets are just fucking good. That's all. Like, that's like Techniques. Like, Techniques is adult Lego. A boneless chicken wing is an adult fucking chicken nugget. Chicken nugget? Yeah, I'll spell it however the hell I need to spell that gross stuff. Penelope Meow says, boning is better. I assume you're still following with our current topic? Or perhaps not, considering that emoji. But who knows? Barbecue. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Barbecue sauce. Or I guess more appropriate would be, Chili's baby back ribs. Barbecue sauce. Something like that. Close enough. Electron box. Blue cheese. Decomposing animal fat. Hey, that sounds about right. Bone and blue for life, says Chicago Ted. You willing to get that tattooed? Oh, is that our next thing we're doing for the channel? We're going to get Chicago Ted. We're going to pay for you to get bone and blue for life tattooed, like across your back, like the wings of an angel. No, we wouldn't actually. I don't think we'd actually pay for that. All right. Well, at least sanity seems to be winning currently. God. What UPS do I use? These are two CyberPower 1000 watt or 1000 watts. What are they? 1200 VA 1000 watts. I forget the rating, but they're 1000 watts each. CyberPowers, and then downstairs on the main router is a UPS with a that I cut like part of it out and have a very oversized SLA battery hooked up to it. And then the fiber optic on network terminal. I remembered the fiber optic on network terminal box where the fiber optic actually ends in my basement. I can like go poke it. Like literally. That is backed up by a modified APC 1200 VA older model that I soldered in all the extra transistors and the resistor links per what's his name's UPS guide thing. Some guy that doesn't do shit anymore, but he showed you how to modify the 1200s to get them up to a 2000 VA. Well, the ONT is hooked. The ONT and the Verizon router, gateway router, are hooked up to that one, which is hooked up to two 34 series tractor trailer start run batteries that have approximately, it's like 4 days of backup for that. No, don't vote blue cheese. It says right there because it's gross. I mean, you know. CyberPowers are good and easy to get at Micro Center, frequently on sale. Yeah, CyberPowers and APC, I haven't, like APC, I've used them forever. The CyberPowers, I decided to give them a shot, and they seem to be doing really good. I heard they did pretty good. Was your UPS delivered via FedEx? Yeah, I know I've had shit like that happen before. Like, around here, a lot of times UPS or FedEx will deliver to the post office and make them deliver our package. Or I actually have had cross things happen with FedEx and UPS, I think twice, which was really fucking weird. Why is ranch overrated? It tastes great. It's not lumpy. Doesn't taste like mold. It's just good. Graham Shaw needs to go pee. Well, you should probably go do that. Peeing is important. Admiral Rascals, would a forklift battery be better for a UPS supply? Yes, forklift batteries are meant to take high current loads for long periods of time. But the disadvantage to that for your typical homeowner is the fact that like a small 24-volt battery starts at like 1,500 pounds. You know what I mean? So getting it to where you need to get it to could be a bit of a challenge for your average homeowner. However, that being said, if and slash when I put a solar system into onto my garage, I do plan on talking to the shipping department and talking to used rentals and possibly purchasing a 40 or either a 24 volt or 24, 36 or 48 volt battery to use for my solar system, because like it's fucking perfect for solar systems. Like a forklift battery, with like say it's at 50% capacity, like a decent forklift battery, that's still 400 amp hours of power, like heavy duty amp hours, and it will just last and last and last. Like it's fucking great. Well, Chicago Ted, I know you want to get the MPPT setups so that you can get multi-voltage, but what is last I knew the common thing to do was to get a up to 48 volt MPPT setup with a 24 volt battery so that you can get 48 volts out of the solar panels. That way, as it's still dim and dark in the dawn and at the dusk, when the panels are at less than full capacity, like really low capacity, they can still get enough of 24 volts to trickle in. Like say they're only putting out 36 volts. If you had a 48 volt battery, you'd be done. Granted, with 24 volts, you're putting out more current, but it's kind of the trade-off of, I guess, do you want it to be charged longer? Or do you want it to be charged quicker once it starts charging? Like that's kind of how I guess I go with it. But I know you want, but on the other hand, you could also get, your panels wired up for, 90 volts for a 48 volt system, if I'm not mistaken. I think some of the MPPT setups go up to into the 80 or 90 volts, maybe. Did it take Flomax to improve your stream? See a bunch of new YouTubers. Everybody's peeing themselves. What's going on? No, not that stream. Redneck Atheist says, ranch is awesome on any fired breaded cheese. Fired? I don't know. Ranch is just good. All right. So I'm going to close that here in a second. Blue cheese at 40, ranch at 60%, because, it's awesome. 48 inverters are also cheaper. Oh, and the higher voltage lets you run thinner cables. Yeah, with the lower current. Yeah, I know there's the general... The thing is, once it's time, I'll, restart all my research. I don't like to assume I know what's going on because I figured it out 5 years ago, you know what I mean? Because I know that shit changes a lot. Tuna helper made with crab meat. It is on my list. I just haven't been to the store. A store that has crab meat. Zoop. Like, it is there. I just haven't gotten it yet. But I got to go to the store this week, so I know good crab meat should be there by now. But thank you for the reminder. I'm going to go ahead and kill the poll at 60/40 because ranch is awesome. I guess we'll keep streaming since we're good here. Otherwise, I just may have been my last stream ever. Regarding battery voltage, says Deltic, isn't it also the availability and the cost of the surrounding electronics at a given voltage? Regarding battery voltage, isn't it also the availability and cost of the surrounding? Right. Yeah, it's there's the trade-off if you're dealing with 24 volts. You may actually the price difference between 24 volts and 48 volts doesn't really scale like you would think. Because realistically, something that runs at 24 volts isn't really going to be much cheaper than something that runs at 48 volts nowadays, because especially because a lot of your standard components are, 16, 20, 24 volts. The next standard voltage is usually what, like 50, 60 volts? Like, it seems like the cost difference isn't really that. It's just how you want to run it, and I guess the available batteries you have, space wise and shit like that. 420 somewhere, everybody. Cheers. Can you even get a B battery anymore? I do believe you actually can, but it's like a special order or something. But I know I think it only fits some like really, really, really old shit or something like that. What do you think about the 38 volt power battery power tools? I haven't really looked into them much. All the tools I use, like 18 volts is great, 12 volts is great. I don't really need anything that's that fucking powerful. So I haven't really looked at the higher voltage tools to see what they do and how they are. So sorry, I can't offer an opinion on that, though I suppose with a higher voltage and lower current, it would, I don't know, like, I mean, I know the wattage is the same, but I almost feel like you're not going to get as much torque out of it, even though the wattage is the same. I just feel like with the lower current that you're just not going to get an initial good torque out of it, but I don't know. I think milk floats over here, 72 volts. Zap Sparky. Milk floats over here. All right. Caesar is my favorite. Blue cheese is for certain things, then ranch. Caesar's not bad. I've had Caesar dressing. That's not bad. When I was growing up, my favorite was Catalina. Yeah, like that really red stuff. And that's, I still like it, but a lot of places you say, do you have Catalina dressing? And they're like, what kind of fancy fuckhead are you? You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. I used to buy it at the fucking supermarket for $2. I don't know what the fuck it is. But that's why a lot of times it's easier just to say ranch. Just give me fucking ranch. It tastes good, tastes great. Having enough. It's, it's close enough to ketchup at this point. I don't really use ketchup much except for meatloaf topping. That's pretty much it. Yes, milk floats were 70 or 24 volts depending on them. What the fuck is a milk float is? Oh, and then Andy says, go on, Scruff, ask what a milk float is. Yeah, what is a milk float? This should be great. I thought milk floats were Cheerios, says Lockwatcher. That sounds about right, yeah. So other people like Catalina, that's good, that's good. Brie, I've had brie, like cheese, that's not bad. Someone I used to work with, that was like his thing. Like Saturday nights, he'd go get some fucking brie, various different like wheat thins, like certain flavored wheat thins or Ritz or like some kind of fancy cracker. And he'd sit there with a whole fucking thing of brie and his crackers, and he'd just like watch a fucking movie, play Xbox or whatever, and just eat chips or crackers or whatever's in brie. A milk float is a van for delivering milk. You mean it's an electric vehicle for delivering milk? Like, if that's the case, electric truck the milkman use, I mean, that's cool. I mean, milk's kind of heavy, so if you can get decent battery life out of it, I mean, what is it? Basically just a slightly insulated, vaguely refrigerated fucking golf cart? It's an electric vehicle used in Biscuit Land, says Deltic. Very simple vehicle for delivering milk and dairy products economically. All right. Is that like a supply to store kind of delivery, or like we talking old school, like here's your fucking milk knocking on the front door kind of thing? Oh, wide open and not refrigerated. Oh, Okay. So that would basically be just straight point A to point B. Here, get this in the fridge or something. Or I don't know. It seems like milk is different everywhere as to whether it's fucking refrigerated or left out or who knows. Straight to your door. Okay. Door to door. Okay, okay. So it's old school. Okay. Oh, it replaced horse. Okay, so it's what they used for the old school shit. I gotcha. That's cool. Like, does anywhere do that anymore? Like, bring you fresh milk in the fucking morning or whatever? I don't think they use proper milk floats now. Nobody gets milk delivered, says Andy. Yeah, like, does that, I guess that's, like, nowhere that's a thing anymore. I assume that was, like, a service that was signed up for, fresh milk, I guess, every day, every couple days. Like, it's one of those things I like you see in movies or you hear about, but I've never looked into it to see, like, what the fuck that was about, even though that's apparently a big part of American heritage kind of deal. I mean, I know we got fucking, like, DoorDash and fucking Douche Dash and fucking Uber to your mom and whatever bullshit for food delivery, but, like, a straight up milk service. Someone bloody random, I can get milk delivered. My neighbor gets his delivered. What is it, like a dedicated like milk service thing, or is it just part of like DoorDash? I think there's some upstate New York, possibly, says Fama. Okay. You buy color tokens and put them out with the empties. Okay. I guess that designates what you need, what you're getting. Canada had, for many years, milk in bags. Put it in a plastic holder, snip the corner, and sever. Milk bags. Good old milk bags. Yeah, I know. I definitely know milk bags existed. Asda started off that way and is now the UK equivalent of Walmart, says Katrina Bryce. Oh, is that how they started? No shit. Okay, so that's almost like a fucking Amazon story. Dude started selling a couple books online and now he sells the planet online. Some bloody randoms. However, I too wonder if my next door neighbor is a serial killer. Oh, well, I kind of wonder. I really wonder what some of my neighbors think of me when I just sit out there. All they ever see of me is pretty much going to the van or coming in from work or us standing out on the front porch smoking a cigarette like this. And like just staring. So I know they got to feel like, okay, this guy's fucking weird. But then, like, Gray Buddy runs up and I'm sitting there going, he's a kitty, he's a cowboy, he's a kitty, and like petting the cats and like feeding the cats all the time. Or like the dude will walk up and I'm like, hey, what's going on, buddy? And I'll start talking to him. But every other time I look like, I'm told I have standing axe murderer face. Like, or resting axe murder face. Like, some people have resting bitch face. Apparently I have resting axe murderer face. But then I'm like, oh, hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. So I don't know. British milk float. British. Make sure the right window's up. I tend to forget that sometimes. Milk float. This is a porn thing. Oh, one of those dillies? Oh, yeah. I've worked on shit that looks like that. Almost looks like a fucking old school Cushman. It's probably got a goddamn Curtis controller in it. Oh, yeah, okay. Good deal. They're cool little buggies. I could ride around in that. I can see where the batteries are. So that's easy enough. That means the drive motor will be right in there. That's probably got 4 and 4. The drive motor's in the back. That'll be a straight down with a pivot there, and that'll be straight across. Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough. That's adorable. Not a whole lot going on. You don't have to worry about a bunch of gearing and bullshit. The steering is a straight stem. Probably has one flex in it, if that. Yeah, I can see that. That's adorable. That'll run around for a while. You 100-yard stare no, I just 100-yard stare everywhere. I usually have my sunglasses on, so they can't even see where I'm looking for the most part, which I guess probably helps. Mr. A Cake says, "Why don't you smoke inside?" I smoke pot inside because it doesn't have it's it it's sticky, obviously, like the vapes and stuff, but it's not sticky and ultra stinky. Like if I don't smoke in here for a day, like you can't smell it. But with cigarettes, like once you smoke in there, like it's just there. Like I've been into houses of people that smoked 2 to 3 packs a day, like through 2 to 3 people, sometimes up to 4 regular people smoking 2 to 3 packs a day each in a house that never cleaned the walls. And it literally, like the walls, they were like all, god damn, like almost this color. Like you almost thought that like they had wood grain walls. Like it was just a little bit lighter than this. It almost looked like a light wood grain, but they were white walls 40 years ago. That it's, ugh. But yeah, you just get a lot of yellowing, a lot of stinkier stuff with nicotine and tobacco and shit like that. So I smoke on the front porch, which isn't a big deal. If it's storming out, I just sit there and I hold the glass door open because I don't see the point of putting a screen in. So I just put the glass door open and it acts like as a wind buffer. I can smoke my cigarette. Yeah, I'm only out there every maybe 2-3 hours at most. Or like, right now I haven't been out there for a while. I'm like 2 packs a day. So I don't mind going outside. Every once in a while, I'll sit on the back porch, make a bunch of noise, see if I can attract Gray Buddy over. But actually, I haven't seen him in person in a few weeks. But I see him and the new Fox every night. So they've been stopping by pretty regularly. The dude was hanging out with Tuxie the other night. So they all seem to be getting along together pretty well. Scrufdog, splatter some red paint on an axe and leave it on your porch in plain view. Start grinning like a madman when your neighbors are outside. But sort of, I did that for Halloween. I actually took an actual axe that I found in the garage when I bought the place, cleaned it just enough that it was shiny-ish, so you could see it with the old-ass wooden handle, and then when I really wanted to fuck with people, I would just walk towards them dressed as a clown in a fucking, like, dressed up in a nice fucking suit clown, paint makeup, big fucking smile, laughy fucking goofy voice, and I would just drag it behind me, and you just heard the steel on the concrete, and then I'd go down the stairs, dink, 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 and people would fucking run. It was awesome. Problem is, I really wasn't acting a whole lot. I just happened to have clown makeup on at the time. But, oh, and it was Halloween. But, like, it's not too far from what I'd like to kind of just do on a regular basis when people get anywhere near my yard. Just stand there with, like, an axe and a cigarette, just with, like, just a little bit of fucking, like, Joker-looking clown makeup fucking faded off and just be like... Yeah, something like that. Like, I would assume at some point they would really just not even, like, walk on the sidewalk, which would be fucking amazing. But, I guess, Reefer Madness. I watched that a few weeks ago. That's a fucking great movie. What was that, from the 30s or something? Was that your parents' home before you? No. I bought this house. Oh, fuck that. That was a thing. When the hell did I buy this? 2012, 13? I don't even remember what year I bought it, but no, this is I saved up and bought this house myself. The house I grew up in, that got sold when I was, well, I grew up until I was 10 in an apartment, from 10 to 16-ish in a townhouse. 16 to 18 in a house, 18 behind a dumpster, 19 to 22 on a cot in a laundry room in a trailer home. Then I moved in with Kevin, so a room in a townhouse condo thing, and then I started getting my own places, and then finally I bought the house. And that's where I'm here. Whew, that was a lot. That's a lot to go through. I've moved around. Like, I don't know is that moving a lot? Like, I don't know how many places. Actually, there's another poll while we're all sitting here. Remember, it's anonymous. I just say that every once in a while. How many places have you lived in your life? Can I fit that? How many places have you lived in your life? Like what I just went through, like we moved here, we moved there, we moved here, then I bought this. Let's see. We'll do 1 to 2. Well, actually, we'll do 1. 2 to 4. Because I got a bunch. 4 to 7. 7 plus. Now, obviously, if you're older, there's a greater possibility of you living more places, but like the people I bought this house from was built. They got married, moved in, and their entire family pretty much lived here until they sold the house. Mama says 2 parents and then my own. How many cities have I lived in? Asked Brian. It's always been Baltimore County, except for when I was in the military cot for a few years. At the trailer house, that was up in Harford County in Edgewood, but it's always been in Baltimore or Edgewood. Oh, and well, Edgewood twice, because then my parents bought their house up there, eventually, before I finally bought my own shit. Oh no, and I skipped, when I lived with what's her name, down in Sparrows Point. That was another thing. We lived together for a little while. God damn. Your entire life, for this. That's what you're asking, C2S. Like, in your life that you can remember, how many different addresses have you lived at? Nigel Gunn, what's going on? 4 addresses, 3 cities. Yeah, luckily I haven't had to move far when I have had to move. And I really like it. Right now it's pretty okay, so I'm kind of down with it as it is right now. So I think I'll stay as long as I can anyway. Katrina Bryce, 4 different parent houses and then 5 of my own. Fair enough. That's pretty close. I feel like, yeah, that sounds like that's pretty close to me. I think I've probably actually, God, how many places have I lived? Let's see, that I can remember. So, all these places are suburbs in Baltimore, except for when I say Edgewood, that's in Harford County. So I lived in Reisterstown, then Perry, what's kind of Parkville, then another spot in Parkville at the apartment, then the townhouse with the parents. Still, that was big, around 12. Moved out of there to the new house where they still live now. Moved out of, or I'm sorry, lived behind a dumpster for a little while. Edgewood. out of Edgewood to Sparrows Point. Oh, no. Right? Yeah. And then from Sparrows Point to Edgewood with my parents again. I mean, that kind of counts. That was way after. Harford County Detention Center. I mean, that counts as a legal address for a little while. Back to my parents. Essex. And then my Essex. That rental, and then I bought the house. So what's that? 14 places I've lived. Holy shit. God. So 14 places I've lived, but I finally landed. This is the longest I've lived anywhere ever. And I've lived here for over 10 years. Whew. Good Lord. All right. That's a lot. I didn't even think about that. Horovac's over 7 places. I guess it's just something you don't really think about. Scrufdog calls Baltimore radio to start playing on the Amazon device. How did I do that? Uncle Duncan. I was talking about that like an hour ago. But hey, that's fine. What are they playing? Is it playing 98 Rock or 100.7? 98 Rock's one of those Baltimore rock radio stations that's apparently pretty well known. Well, I feel like I should have spread those numbers out now that I started thinking about it. That's all right. Oh, we still got to do the other wing thing real quick here. Forgot about that. Forgot the, okay, so that. For me, all 4 parents' places were in Scotland. My own were in Scotland and 4 in England, says Katrina. Okay, so you swam across, I guess. Or actually, yeah, that's just a walk down, isn't it? Or is that a swim across? I don't really, I need to learn more about the biscuit heads so I can talk more accurate shit about them. I mean, if you're going to talk shit, you might as well at least be accurate at most. Pinky says, I did 2 months living and working on a cruise ship. Does that count? That's like a half. Because you still had a legal address somewhere else, I would assume. Yes, Pinky. Chippy says yes, it's a place of residence. It's at least half. It's at least half. Franco says, I moved from West Yorkshire, UK to Auckland, New Zealand, and then back to West Yorkshire, UK. Wow. What happened in New Zealand? Did it smell funny? Lancaster, John Keys or at least, it's not what I was going to say. Is it Leisure? No. I feel like I've tried this one before there, John Key. I know it's not like Leicester. I know that's just sure. Leicester. That's it, Leicester. Okay, yeah. I was right. I do remember it being Leicester. Thank you, Sam Online. Okay, Leicester, Massachusetts, and Ohio. All right, so you ran away from the biscuit heads. Do you miss the scones? The cookies? That counts fully. Oh, okay, all right. Fine. So we have, wow, actually 9% have had 1 address. That's pretty good. That means at least I got at least 1 person that's young in here. 2 to 4 places, 23%. Well, I'm part of the 47-ish% of 7+. I guess it's just not that unusual to move nowadays. Like back in the day, like you moved out of your house and like, I mean, what way back in the day, you moved out when you got married and bought your own house. Isn't that kind of how that went? Like, I don't like it was you, and that was like, and that was just it. I don't know. That's I mean, I also get it too. Like, some places just get ridiculous with the rent. And you just need to get the fuck out of there. I guess greed drives a lot of having to move. That and jobs are just all over the place. I would think. So Binky says if you count the ship, 7, but I still had a house in Nottinghamshire. Well, apparently, according to everyone else, that does count as a full thing. So we'll go with that. God damn, Nigel. My mother, who is now 97, good for her, kicking ass, moved into her current house in 1953. Wow, that was right after this house was built. This house was built in 1951. Wow, that is great. You talk about like knowing all the comfortable spots in the house. Holy shit. People buy houses and not homes anymore, it says C2S. That is a good point. That actually is a good point. That see, I bought a house and then I've finally been able to make it into an actual home. Tried to make it a home before, but I basically wasn't allowed to. So now it is. Pinky never got married and went to work in London when I was 18. Biggest mistake of my life. And that sucks. Let's see. Hopefully you're doing better. Oh, great. Now you get double points for it, according to Penelope there, Binky. So apparently you've moved. I guess once we're done here, you'll probably have moved like 20 times, like extra points. Mr. A Cake was going to move, but then he caught an arrow to the knee. Did Electron Box ask, did you see the short of a house cat raised by a pit bull? Yes, I have seen that. It barked and had the same power stance. Yes, I have seen that. I fucking love that cat. He's a little badass. Admiral Rascals had to shut down Chrome. Something was making it disco flash as if it was trying to crash. I see that every once in a while with Chrome and Brave. I think they just have this, I think they have like a weird graphics bug in there that occasionally rears its derpy head. But yeah, I've seen the same thing every once in a while. Rifleman's house was built in 1955. Like, it's pretty sturdy. Like, the only real issues I have is the foundation tries to leak. Like, I didn't go downstairs today, but I'm sure it's probably leaking a little bit at this point. Still got to get around to try and fixing it, but I'm trying to wait for, like, at least a week of no rain so that I can hammer chisel the little weak patch I have in place, get back down to where like the hole is, and then just fucking stuff it with that hydraulic cement and then cap it off with waterproof expanding foam. All right, I'm gonna go ahead end the poll there. Looks like 7+ wins, 47%. 10% of you have had one place. That's cool. It's nice to live in one place. I mean, assuming you're not like 3 and watching this and responding to the poll, then you've probably lived there for quite some time. Though I don't know that I would attract many 3-year-olds. Like, possibly in like fun mentality 3-year-old, but not actual 3-year-olds. But then again, it feels like most kids in this day and age get their first cell phone when like it's like iPhone before they're even cut the umbilical cord. They have a fucking iPhone. So maybe there is a 3-year-old watching. Please, I hope there is not a 3-year-old watching. Good Lord. There's a clip of a cat knocking a treat out of a dog's mouth. Says Fama. Yeah, I've seen like different clips like that. Yeah. The cat's getting the best of doggies. Zap Sparky, I heard about that Intel bug that's causing the 13th and 14th gen chips to fail. Yeah, so apparently they've known for a while about some oxidation issues at the molecular level of vias inside the 13th and 14th gen chips, and they have tried many times to remedy it and pull the affected units off the shelf, but apparently they just kept missing it. And the entire time of knowing this since 2022, they have been denying warranties due to various issues caused by that, which was doubly causing problems with a microcode bug that was forcing too high of a voltage into the chip through oxidized vias, causing all kinds of fucking havoc with voltages and voltage readings throughout the chip, and it's just frying them and overheating them, and the connections are getting so bad it's losing connections. And even during all of this and admitting it and all this shit coming out, Intel is still kind of like, well, we're not gonna do much. We'll wait for them to burn up before we touch them, even though you may have an unstable system that you don't even know that there's a problem, but there could be error correcting going on in the background that you don't see happening. Like, they have really fucking shot themselves in the foot this time. It's pretty bad. I'm going to stick with my 11th gen here. That's why when we built EDs, we went with 12th gen, because those were fine as far as we know. So inside the chip, yes, Kevin, literally at the molecular level, when they are connecting vias transistor to transistor, it is an atomic level oxidization going on that is causing micro resistances, that is throwing the voltages off. And that is, like I said, it's since the microcode was also bugged, it was just a domino effect. One caused one to get worse, which caused the other to get worse, which caused the other, and ding 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 ding. It's just fucking horrible. Do we still do woofles? Says Sam Online. Yeah, actually, I haven't actually done a late woofle in a while. We could do one of those in a minute. Oh, Liz is still here even. Look at that. Well, why don't we go ahead and just do another VertoThermoWhoofle? And the queen is our queen is here anyway, so that's a good enough reason, as it were. So why don't we do some of that? Bloop. Might need a little more woofle juice, but I don't think so. There we go. We're going woofle. Whee. We are talking about Intel or Boeing screwing up. This one's Intel. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, when it gets to the point of, oh, here's blah, 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 money, blah, 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 saving money, blah, 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 failure, you never know who you're talking about. Number 3. Whee. And the close-up. Whee. All right. Let's see here. Scroll back a little bit. You might be able to dig outside just in the spot of the crack and form the concrete around the crack. Problem is, it is 6 feet underground where this crack is, and it's also under the kitchen foundation, so it's not awesome. Line 39, unfortunately, 15,000 Intel employees are being laid off. Yeah, they're laying off, what was it, about 5% of their entire workforce because they are suddenly losing money. Well, not so suddenly. It's been kind of happening for a while. A 6-year-old is watching, but he's a cat, says Graham. So yeah, the cats are fine. Yeah, the cats seem to enjoy. Apparently, they like the crinkle part too on Lego Wednesdays. They are issued a social security number and a phone in the living room, says Brian Antoine. Yeah, it's like seriously, it's like part of your prenatal is your cell phone fucking and which subscriber will be using for their iPhone. Okay, thank you, Verizon. Let me sign you up for the baby's special. I like the clip of a horse kicking a tree, farting, and running away. I've seen that one too, CTOS. Yeah, that's good. Admiral Rascals, oxidation inside the chip. How does that happen when it's sealed? This is when they're actually putting connecting each of the millions or whatever of transistors together. The little tiny vias, like when you look inside you took a really close look inside of like a 2812 diode, you can see the little tiny fucking connections of copper that connect to the actual bits that light up. Those little strands, those little vias, basically. Making those little connections, there was actual oxidation on the surfaces of everything, and when they went to weld it, micro weld it, basically, it was oxidized and is now on an atomic level, creating like it's almost like micro green crusties that you'd see on a car battery. I mean, obviously it's not like that, but the oxidation is causing excessive resistance, which is just fucking it all up. Black Watcher, running out to pick up some food. Guess you're all going with me. We'll not try to shake up the stream. Yeah, watch the bumps, would you, Lock? Could you pick me up some... What are you getting? What did you say? Shit, where the hell did you go? Running out to pick up some food. Could you pick me up... could you stop by a Burger King and pick me up some of their chicken fries? Like, they're really good. I really like the Burger King chicken fries. If you have a coupon, they have a coupon, you can get a chicken fry and a French fry for like $4. I don't know what they normally are, but it seemed like a pretty good deal. I have that coupon on my desk at work. You are welcome, Miss Liz. Yeah, Freddy's hanging out up there somewhere. He blends in really well. Lots of 2-year-olds watching with me, says Admiral. All little kitties. That's fine. Kitties are good. My 10-year-old Poppy Chihuahua is watching and doesn't give a crap, says Sam. It's good. Little Chihuahuas are good. I mean, not. I don't know. I don't get Chihuahuas myself. Definitely not a Chihuahua person, but still respect them as a doggy. Doesn't mean I don't dislike Chihuahuas. I just like, it's a Chihuahua. No offense, obviously. The crinkle, it hurts my ears and disturbs my dreams when napping, says Penelope. That crinkle, when I was going to B2, it had haunted my dreams sometimes. I'd just be laying there trying to sleep and I would hear it. And I'd be like, ooh. Those bond wires are gold, says Chippy, but it sounds like someone fucked up in cleaning of the wafers. It was something like that. I believe it was a cleaning issue. Why do web browsers use so much RAM? 38 gigs of RAM is being used right now. Well, how many tabs are open, Deltic? That kinda is part of it. Like, let's see. I have... The gaming rig has 2 instances of Brave going. And it is currently... Like, one is the video stream. That's paused, but both of them are doing chat. I am currently using 7 gigs of 64. Oh, no, I'm sorry. In use is 7 gigs. Yeah, in use is 7. Completely committed is 11.1 of there. And downstairs in the studio rig, which has all kinds of shit running on it, is running 17 of 32 gigs. So it sounds like you have a lot of shit open there, Deltic. The stuff in chips is so small these days. They use X-rays for lithography. Incredible stuff. It's crazy how small they're getting with this. What is it? Is it somebody running at 4 nanometer technology, or was it lithography at this point? Or I forget the word. I forget all that. But no, I know it isn't like just super, like just ridiculously like tiny bullshit. I currently am running 2066 tabs. Well, I mean, that could be a problem. I mean, cheers if it's actually running 2066 tabs. That could actually be a problem. There is something, there's this, here, let me help you here. What I need you to do is look for this. You're going to see something, it may even be in a box, similar to scale. Generally speaking, it's in the top right of a window or a tab. You may want to start hitting some of those. A couple, at least. You know, it looks like that. It's an X. It's usually a little fluffier looking in Windows. It's a little more librarian looking in Linux. Librarian Linux, okay. But yeah, that's that. Well, yeah, Alt F4 Electron box. Yeah, okay, that's that. You could try hitting this key here, hit and hold that, and then just smack this like, no, obviously I'm not going to do that, but that'll also close a couple things for you. You could hit that a couple 1,000 times. That would probably help. Andy has 22 gigs in use, committed 33. I have many Chrome tabs open and a VM or two. Well, that's not bad for a VM if out of that much RAM. Someone bloody random says TSMC is a 3 nanometer production and has 2 nanometer in active development. No shit. Okay. Yeah, TSMC. Wasn't Intel using them for a little while? Where did their Raptor Lake shit come from? Like, who was making those wafers to get them that oxidized? I don't think Raptor Lake was in-house for them. What's up, Mark Pitt? Focus the browser, hit Control F4 repeatedly forever. Oh, yeah, it's top of the hour too. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, it's, I fixed the one stream, well, sort of some of the StreamYard stuff, but I didn't get the one thing working yet. But top of the hour toast, everybody. Rain's a little rough out there. Intel uses them for ARC graphics. What was the first half? Did I miss the first half of that? Katrina Price. I know their ARC stuff is getting pretty fucking good. Feel like their latest that's coming out in the 15th gen is apparently going to be equivalent to like a NVIDIA 1650 graphics card. Been driving the old drone into a tree. Well, I mean, you probably shouldn't do that too much, Mark. Mark picked up a, what'd you get? I think you said you got a Mini 3 or Mini Pro, or 3 Pro Mini, something like that. Mark Pitt just picked up a DJI because in England, they're not trying to ban them, as far as I know. Something about boobies. Boobies are good. I'm surprised it's taken this long for boobies to be mentioned. That's actually kind of a surprise. Is everyone okay? Oh, a Mini 2. Okay. That's a good drone. It's a good little guy. Is that the one? Does it use Wi-Fi, like the phone's Wi-Fi, or does it have its that one that's got its own controller? I feel like that has its own controller. Fun bags. Sweater puppies. Yeah, there's a little bit of thunder out there. Pretty sure you heard that. I heard it in my headphones. They're trying to ban drones in America as well, says Josh Homan. Well, apparently enough of law enforcement agencies, like pretty much all of them in America, like literally pretty much all of them, contacted Congress and said, don't you fucking dare ban DJI drones because none of the American-made garbage comes even close. And apparently they dropped DJI specifically from it. So we're okay. I actually finally renewed the registration for Mavis, and I'm going to see if I can get a flight soonish. Like, the heat's really got to chill the fuck out. No pun intended. But I do have an idea of where to go fly. So we will see what we can do. Y'all heard it? Okay. Yeah, that was pretty fucking close. Ow. Scrufdog, I'm usually not watching on this system, says Deltic, and I wasn't aware I had so many tabs open. I tend to open a lot, then export them as a list, then close all except one or two. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a couple. I think the most tabs I've ever had open was probably like 30, and I'm looking at it going, yeah, all right, this is a little much. I mean, granted, I'm saying that and I have 5 monitors sitting in front of me, but even with all this shit, I usually probably don't have more than like 5 to 10 at most. And usually when I get over 5, it's because I'm reading a bunch of reviews because I'm like trying to buy something. Spicy or regular chicken? Spicy, please. Yeah, definitely anything spicy or Cajun, like Popeyes. I try to get their Cajun fries, Cajun chicken, Cajun mashed potatoes. Some of them have the like Cajun and the Cajun gravy. Anything spicy. The Burger King spice is pretty good. But you always go for the spicy version of anything. Bong. Moobs. I used to have moobs. Well, I guess I don't really have moobs anymore. The Blitzortung site for a real-time... Oh, lightning map. Yeah, I actually have one on my phone. But yeah, it's usually within 5 to 10 seconds. That's WeatherBug Premium. You can get a slightly faster Spark map or something like that. Firefox has internal parameters that are adjustable. To be honest, I'd much rather it use RAM than thrash the hard drive. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I have like all my browsers at this point since I have 64 gigs. I'm like, just use all of it. Like, I don't care. Like, software, I'm like, it's a 10 gig fucking game. Can you just load the entire fucking thing into RAM? Like, can we just do that? Like, just beat the shit out of that as opposed to the fucking the permanent storage that you'd want less of a workload on there now. Through penny bits. What the fuck is through penny bits, Jack Attack? Is this another biscuit head thing? Oh wait, Chippy says no. There is a biscuit where okay, this is a thing. True penny bits. All right, go ahead. Let me know what the hell that means in biscuit land. Popeye's Cajun gravy, good stuff, says Lockwatcher. I love their Cajun gravy. I love all their, like, Popeye's just generally has good food as long as you find a store that has people that actually kind of give a shit. Boink says, this is the setting. Memory saver when on. Chrome frees up memory from inactive tabs. That gives active tabs and other apps more computer resources and keeps Chrome fast. And he does indeed have that setting on. Yes, Chrome is using 3 gigs. Don't know where the rest of the 22 have gone. That's why my machine has 64 gigs of memory. Yes, that is 32. Yeah, Zap Sparky. You only ever need 64 gigs of RAM, Bill Gates. Yeah, when he said you'd never need more than 64 megabytes of RAM, he was not looking into the future. Holy shit. But yeah, generally nowadays, 16 gigs is good enough for like browsing and little games. 32 gigs is kind of where you want to be, and 64 gigs is considered your higher end stuff before you get into like specialist shit. Most of your gaming rigs will tend to go with 16 or 32 gigs because you can get faster speeds out of it. But honestly, like the faster speeds versus having 64 gigs, knowing that this is going to be a future video editing machine after it's a gaming machine, like just kind of seemed like common sense. It's fast enough for gaming, for being DDR4 anyway, you know what I mean. And my next rig will probably, like, I may not even own a rig with DDR5. Even the server downstairs is DDR4 because it's 14th gen, and I don't need really super fast RAM. Now, if I decide to run a game, like a big game server on it, I'll probably have to run DDR5 on it, but that's not even a BIOS update because the BIOS is already updated. It will just plug the shit in and go. What is the video card using for? Does that tell me that performance in this tab? Oh, it's sharing 16 gigs of video. Oh no, it's for the Intel. Oh no, it has 12 gigs of the 64 dedicated to the GPU, even though the GPU has 24 gigs of RAM itself. Like, it's real. Oh wait, that's not even. Oh no, never mind. No, that's on the wrong machine. What's God? I have too many computers. Jesus Christ, what do you got here? Oh, so the gaming rig with 64 gigs is sharing 32 gigs of that in reserve just for GPU operation, while the GPU itself has 24 gigs of RAM. So effectively, it's Windows 11 is trying to literally state that I have 55.9 gigs of GPU dedicated RAM. Yeah, I think NVIDIA's got this. Like, calm the fuck down. But you know what? The 4090 is running great, so fuck it. God, that's a lot of fucking, like, calm down. Jesus. Deltic, I'm considering maybe 256 gigs for my new build would be a specialized system. Yeah, and when you get that big, it's for specialized stuff. Lots of virtual machines, heavy video editing, other specialized stuff, like, you know, if you're building a system specifically for punching the microphone, you may need more RAM to capture the bigger sine waves from it. Phew. Ow. Ugh. Ow. Alright. Dance Dance Revolution 5. Like, what was that? RAM heavy or something? Then Diet Coke came out and I gave up on Tab. Oh. The Tab was good. Every once in a while, I know every once in a while I used to find a Tab and drink it. Like, is Tab still Tab? Or is that just a name, or is it just gone now? I feel like they got sold at some point. But I remember Tab. Graham Shaw is off. Hope you have a good sleep and a good Sunday. I'll be streaming tomorrow from the new base. I gotta make a thumbnail after this, get something to eat, make a thumbnail, and then I'll post it. I want to try and get a thumbnail from the new base, but I know the camera on Scum is very kind of limited on what you can look at, so I'll probably be in like a fighting fucking stance or something, because that's the best way to pan the camera around, is to be in fight stance, apparently. Because their free cam doesn't quite always free cam, and it like lets go at weird spots. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, I guess, you know what? Why don't we go until, yeah, let's go until we punch that again. Why don't we go until 4:20? Well, 7:20 here. So we'll go another 6 minutes. We'll do another 4:20 puff, and then I'm going to, head on down that old dusty trail. Remembers. Now remember when I first got this microphone, I was trying to speak with you people all the time, just like this. And apparently that was just a little too close. So now I have figured out that you should speak back here and it sounds just fine. Though I will say it is a little bit closer to like a Shure microphone quality when you're up here. However, it sounds like I'm trying to fuck the entire audience. But maybe I am. So, Tab Clear was a variation of Tab. Yeah, I remember Tab Clear. That's when they had Pepsi Clear, which fucking Skippy, what's his name, just fucking is an obsession with. They had Tab Clear, Pepsi Clear. I don't think, did Coke do a clear thing? Shasta wasn't bad, C2S. I drank a bunch of different Shastas. Like Shasta had really good, like that orange, the purple grape stuff. Their ginger ale was good. Even their diet ginger ale wasn't that bad. Shasta was fine. I used to buy them in like almost bulk all the time. Like watchers talking about them pancakes again. Where's the mouse? There's that mouse. No, not that mouse. That mouse. Well, the mouse. Fanta is a good Shasta replacement. Fanta's not bad. I get Fanta every once in a while. Isn't that? Wait a minute. Isn't Fanta the one that was one started by Coca-Cola for the Nazis? Or is that a different one? Tab just tasted like Coke with water in it. Tab had it was different. But it wasn't that bad. Tab used to be huge, but has fallen out dramatically. Coke made it. Whereas Coke made it, says Josh. Yeah, it's weird how tastes change. And people move on and then some things just always stay. Mark Pitt, did you get Top Dexel in the U.S. limeade mixed with real beer sold to kids? No, I don't know that I've ever heard of that, Mark Pitt. That sounds like a pretty biscuity thing to do. It does. Pork butt, that's what I call it, but it's pork butt. Into my Instant Pot Carolina sauce and veggies. Panoply meow. Sounds fucking delicious. Fama says you may need to try that with skin on in the oven for 4 hours to top it off with water in a Dutch oven. Then in the oven for 4 hours at 500. Well, what's farting on it under a blanket going to do for a pork butt, Fama? I mean, I understand it's a pork butt, but you don't need to fart on it to cook it. Pretty sure the oven's like probably pretty good on that. I don't think that counts as a drink. Soft drink these days are absolute garbage with too many chemicals and additives in them, says Deltic Engine. Even Pepsi isn't Pepsi anymore. Yeah, everything's got so many formula changes. Like it's that's why I don't really drink much. I drink usually have my half and half Arizona iced tea. I usually have 1 or 2 of those a week, depending on how many times I order fucking crab cakes and a club. Although I think next time I order, which will probably be tomorrow, I think I'm going to order a chicken salad sub again. I do kind of miss the chicken salad subs. They're a little messier, but they are fucking delicious chicken salad subs. The farting adds flavor. I mean, I understand it adds some flavor, but is it really a flavor you want in there? Of course, then again, I am totally aware that there are certain people who only drink coffee from coffee beans that have been eaten and then shit out by monkeys. All right. Like that's, yeah, in case you didn't know, that is a thing. There are certain monkeys that eat a certain bean that goes through their fucking digestive system just fine, absorbs flavor, get shit out. They collect the shit and like get this fucking coffee beans out of it and make coffee. Like dogs. What the fuck? Civet cats? Is that what? No, it's cats that shit. Yeah, the cats. Well, they don't shit coffee. Don't they eat something and then they shit it? It's not actual shit coffee, is it? Pretty sure it's a bean thing. It's a civet. Okay, it is a civet. Cat. Okay, oh, it's a cat, not a monkey. Okay, I thought it was a monkey. It's a cat? Oh, here we go. Copy of, from Electron Box. Copy Luwak, also known as civet coffee, is a coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries, which have been eaten and defecated by the Asian palm civet, which apparently is a cat. I thought that was a monkey, but hey, whatever, that's cool. Like I said, if I say anything wrong, fucking let me know. Like, I do not want to say spread misinformation. So that's a cat thing. I don't know why I thought it was a little monkey thing. So the poop coffee, it's cat poop. Well, I mean, Christ, that tells you right there that they're fucking alien mind controlling us. If we're eating, not only are we cleaning their poop, we're eating part of it too. Good Lord. Wrong chat box. Wrong chat box? What do you mean wrong chat box? Is there more chats in here? Oh, you mean you wanted to put it in that chat bot, not that chat bot. Okay, gotcha. Oh, and it's 420. All right. So we'll finish off our poop conversation, but cheers, 420 somewhere. Cat shit coffee. Huh. Cat shit coffee. This is Josh Homan. That's one coffee I'll skip. Yeah, I'm not interested in poo coffee. That's on our Electron box. I have no problem reading it to the class. Penelope Meows, Fama says, I can now understand you. It's 33 Celsius here. Do the conversion and you will be surprised. It's pretty hot here too. Alexa, actually, I don't know. It's been raining, so the temperature may have come down. Currently, it is. Oh, wow. Woo. Are you fucking serious? Holy shit balls. Fucking earlier today, it was hot as fuck, but that's apparently right now it is 75 degrees in the middle of the storm. Well, that's just fine. Closest lightning strike in the last 30 minutes was 0 miles away. That's good. I have a whole bunch of lightning strikes that were around me, but I think all that's moving on. I guess I'll take a peek at the lightning map. I can't even begin to think of the biological hazards of shit coffee that Zapsark says. Yeah, I don't eat. Oh, there is more lightning coming. I can't imagine. Like, that just sounds like just not great. So it's 75. Alexa, what's the temperature in Celsius?
Right now, it's
23 degrees.
Expect a low of 22 degrees.
The low of 22. So mid 70s today. Well, tonight, that's not bad. The rain will help keep everything cooled off longer, especially this bullshit. Yeah. Amazon device. Buy poop coffee. Poop coffee on the way. Brr. Kevin Hardesty. Who tried those beans first and why? Yeah, that is one of those things. Sometimes when you figure out something is food, you gotta ask, how did they figure that out? And how did they go through such a multi-step process to figure out you could drink cat poop coffee? Like, that's a lot of steps to go through. Like, that's a lot of dedication to figure out how to consume cat shit. You know what I mean? Like, someone's a little special. Or was a little special. Like, is. I mean, this is not like it's been around forever, I guess. Holy shit. Anyone else think Crystal Pepsi sounds a little bit too much like crystal meth? Yeah, sometimes I wonder if that was a correlation, as you're saying. Sometimes I do wonder that Deltic engine, because, Yeah. Since the first time I heard of Crystal Pepsi, I was like, is this a nickname for crystal meth? No, no, it's an actual product. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, there's more lightning coming. So much poop coffee talk. Why are we talking about that again? Poopy coffee. Sounds like an excuse to charge more for than anything. Yeah, it's ultra organic. Kind of like eggs, though. I bet it was the result of a bet. Hey, I bet you won't eat the next things that comes out of that chicken's ass. Nice, Jippy. Yeah. I would not be surprised if some things were discovered through an accidental. Can you let your scum mate know my electricity flickered, so I am staying offline for a bit? Boozy. All right. Ed might be listening. I guess that's what you mean. Someone let cow titty juice go off and sold and then ate it for cheese. Yeah, like that's another like Mark's saying, like that's how do you get through that many steps? Like who left the milk out and went, you know what? I'm gonna just let it sit for a while. Well, okay. Like I did do that once with fucking about an inch of milk in a gallon jug for like 9 months, 6 to 9 months, something like that. And it was an interesting science experiment to see it like grow and shrink and like over periods of time. But like I wasn't trying to eat this shit. You know what I mean? All right. You got the message. Good. Al. I imagine that poof coffee came about just watching the critter eating the coffee cherries, and then someone stepped in the poop and noticed the beans. I guess, redneck atheist. But then they decided they wanted to eat it again. What they call crystal meth today was called tea back when it first came around. I never did it though because I saw what happened to other people that did it. Says Point. Yeah, it's an interesting side effect. To be fair, if you're starving, I suspect that explain. I don't know that I'd ever be so hungry I'd want to eat anything and poop. What's up, Craig Matthews? Welcome. Actually, we were supposed to stop streaming like 7 minutes ago, but I keep talking about fucking cat poop coffee. Apparently, that's the hot topic we're closing with today. Milk was being transported in an animal's stomach and agitated while moving, and bam, cheese. Something like that. Speaking of cheese, thinking about the cheese, it may actually go eat some Cheez-Its. And I think I'm going to have a small snack and put a baked potato in the oven. Here, let's soak those half-sprouted grains in boiling water, strain the brown juice, and let it ferment, then drink it, Mark. Yeah, like there's so many steps in some of the things we make. It's like, how the fuck did we get here? Like, I know we're experimenting and shit here, but that's a long-term experimentation here and there. Tripe in sauce with potatoes. Delicious, says Fama. Tripe is what? Animal guts? Is that like small intestine, large intestine? Just intestine in general? Yes, this has absolutely turned into a shitty stream there, Zap Sparking. Yeah, we have standards to keep up to. Cat shit candy bar, I think in the police academy. Cat shit, well, that may be a whole different thing if it's a cat shit candy bar at a police academy. They actually have a recipe for cat shit dessert. You should look that up. It's a cat shit kitty litter dessert. It looks like kitty litter with fucking pieces of cat shit in it, but it's fucking delicious. You should look it up. It's a real fucking thing. Cat litter dessert. It's an actual, like, really fucking good recipe. Just find the one that does it in food, not actual cat shit. You know what I mean? That's right. Tripe is stomach. That's right. Tripe is stomach. Thank you. Try to remember that. Yes. Meth, no. Mushrooms, yes. Well, yes, mushrooms are fine. Perfectly fine with mushrooms, Penelope, meow. Actually, there's certain mushrooms you can eat in that fucking game that get you all fucking tripped out and shit. Ed knows. Actually, no, that's from bad meat. I don't know. But yeah, you can trip your balls off. And apparently you can, not only can you grow pot in scum, you can grow it and then roll yourself a joint and smoke it. Riots have broken out in Liverpool. What's happening? Why is that, Paul Norman? Did they run out of biscuits? Nah, but like, what's going on? Why is Liverpool having disdain? My elbow itches. My elbow feel funny. You should always sleep with your feet somehow higher than your head. That is, if you're so inclined. Oh, thanks, Jack Attack. What's your address again so I can send you your goddamn glasses? Anyway. My friend's Chihuahua used to eat kitty crunchies from the litter box. Well, like I said earlier, Chihuahuas are... That's a thing. You're eating my spicy chicken fries, Lockwatcher. Well, what? Like, fine, and I'm gonna make you some fucking pancakes, and I'm gonna eat them. And I'm gonna use all of the butter. All of it.
All the butter shall be mine.
Yeah, I do like butter, so. There's a good storm coming. We'll do a power test stream one of these days. See how long this thing lasts when we fucking pull the power. Maybe we'll do 2. Maybe we'll do that, and then like the next week, and then like a month later, when it's time to kick this thing's ass again, we'll do one while I'm gaming to see how long just for the gaming stream, the computer, see how long the gaming computer lasts. Like while playing Scum or fucking Gray Zone Warfare or whatever. Play some Doom till the end. Maple syrup. Not so much maple syrup for me. Chippy says, I see issues with police with MP5 Sun machine guns. That might not be great. Ugh. The rioter who took a brick to the nape of the head, then turned around and took another to the balls was the highlight of my week. All right. Sounds like that's interesting over there. There's racist fuckers from, this is from Chipmunk. The racist fuckers from the EDL are inciting violence because they want to make a tragedy into a bigger tragedy. All right. Far-right extremist crazy folk have been ransacking the country recently. Yeah, there you go. Why doesn't that statement, like, surprise me when I read it for the first time that the far right is doing stupid shit? There are some weirdos on YouTube that say Britain is having a civil war. This could be interesting. Well, I think with that, I'm going to go put the baked potato and have a snack and do a quick news check and see what's going on, just to make sure my biscuit buddies are going to be okay. So, I am going to finish up the stream and see what's going on here, and I'll probably be on Scum in a little while. Well, I will be. I just need to get food and things sorted and smoke and pet the cats. I got to feed the dude and the fox, apparently, and the other fucking cats. Fucking cats. Lots of outside kitties. Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out. Be groovy to each other, and I will see you tomorrow for the Scum stream or Wednesday for the Lego stream where we're doing the Johnny 5 remote control, or I'll see you next Saturday for the, as far as I know, another early stream at 4:05. Haven't heard from Clive, so I guess we're going with that. Otherwise, I'll let you know. Thanks again. I'll talk to you then, and I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2,